Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. So let me do this real quick. Y'all give Z 1 second. Let me try something real quick. Y'all give Z a second. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me and we are good to go. I think we are. I think we are. Okay, so who sent the link with Joy Taylor? Shout yourself out in the chat. Shout yourself out in the chat. Let's see. Two people sent super chats and I cannot see them. Let me see if I reload this. What happens? Y'all gives you a second. Oh boy, we starting off buggy and laggy and late. Oh man, we all type of wrong. Y'all gives you a second. All right, it looks like we okay. There we go. All right, okay, there we go. Okay, Revelot says I sent an email with Joy Taylor. Okay, all right. You sent the email, but somebody just put that in the chat, and I clicked it and I listened about five. Oh, look at Z muting himself. Okay, we all type of messed up today. We gonna try to work through it. We gonna try to work through it. Z, what you got going on? I don't know. Okay. Um. Yes, women think they. I the LGBTQ sisters sit it wrong but right. What do you mean, Z? What are you saying? That is the sentiment. Is millennia of quote unquote oppression that women think they can divvy out on any random man, any man. And this is. Oh, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. Y'all heard Z kind of joke about it, but I'm not joking. Because some random Middle Eastern man might have backhanded his wife 3,000 years ago, black men gotta suffer now. Huh? Working class, everyday, working poor men gotta suffer now. There is no quote unquote innocent man, especially if you're not paying fealty to women. If you want to be an ally to women, you have to sound like Conscious Lee or Foreign Man in a Foreign Land. You have to have contempt for men. You have to insult men for women, right? You have to deny the very evident when it comes to women. A women can harm a man. You have to ask the man what he did wrong. As a matter of fact, accuse him of doing something wrong. Huh? Yeah, no, yes, women are mean, and women think it's their right to be mean, right? They are mean. They are unwarranted, sassy, snarky, rude. Yes, they are mean, and it is their right to be mean in their mind. There are only a handful of men who may not necessarily warrant that, or they do warrant it, but their resources are so great that maybe she might want to mind her manners, at least for the interim, until she could get some of those resources and then run out the back door with them and maybe accuse you of a sexual crime. Huh? Yeah, that's the world we live in. Yes, yes, women are mean. Women are mean. And the butch presenting or masculine presenting LGBTQ women are finding that out more and more the hard way. No pun. Yeah, they find it out more and more the hard way. Yeah, what you thought? You thought men were making it up, huh? Oh, huh? That's what you told yourself. And yeah, Sister Zed, yeah, you could see Joy Taylor wanting to laugh and whatnot. Yeah, the women think it's their right to be mean. And men said we got sun for that ass. More and more men aren't even giving you the chance to be mean. Huh? More and more men. New study shows millennial men are not interested in going out as much as women. Yeah, I guess you're gonna be being mean to other women. Catfight. Huh? Yeah, you're gonna be being mean to other women and get stomped out by other women. Huh? Dear men, the women think it's not fair that working class men aren't bowing to them and rich men aren't paying for them. Huh? That's what you're supposed to do. Yikes. Huh? Yikes. So it's their right. We're back. Reckless. Y'all already know reckless. Yeah, I don't I hate that. I can't even tell y'all to talk amongst yourselves. I hate that. But yeah. So yeah, yeah, the men are not gonna show up for the mean anymore. Women just have contempt for men. And it's not men's bad behavior. What is annoying the absolute hell out of Z are the FDs and the foreign mans and the conscious lees and all of these weirdos who they just defer to the women. Believe all women. No, it's not that he's approaching her wrong. No, it's not that, it's not, may not even be that he's being awkward. No, she just thinks that she should be mean to him. She doesn't find him attractive, and she's not just gonna be like, oh no, I have a boyfriend, or lie to him, or no, I'm not interested. No, she's gonna be mean. Asshole. That's why Mr. Z calls these women. Y'all notice Mr. Z don't be calling these women the B word like that? No, assholes. Call them what they are. They're assholes, and they get off on it. Huh? They get off on it because they don't think they're going to be 45 one day, and 50, and 52, and 55, and invisible to men. Ooh, goddamn. And when they, if for the few of them that actually have the foresight, that's when the brothers that they used to consider lame, they still consider you lame. You're supposed to sweep in now because those elite dudes are now dating their daughters. Ooh, goddamn, Z. And so for those of you who she overlooked 15 years ago and 20 years ago, you're supposed to marry her now. Ain't that right, Steve Harvey? Goddamn. Huh? Yikes. Huh? Thank you, Indigo. Don't say it in the comments. Don't say it in the comments. Right? Reckless. Huh? No, the women think and that's why you see the men that come to their defense on everything, no matter what. That's why they're rude and snarky and mean and dismissive. The conscious leads, the foreign man. Y'all see how foreign man is literally, he's really funny. Shout out to my Bahamian brother. Foreign man is really funny. You know how you know he's funny? Because all he do is mock the men. Ooh, goddamn. Make fun of the men. Huh? Foreign is really funny. Y'all, I know it's hard to hear past the accent sometimes. No, foreign is really funny. Conscious Lee's not really funny. Conscious Lee's just a mean asshole. Huh? Yeah. Just like how the women are sassy towards black men, these brothers are sassy towards black men. You better believe it. Of course they are. What you thought? Huh? Yikes. So yeah, the women are mean. Look, dear black men, I've said this before a while ago. I think I need to bring this back. You go out with her, y'all go to a restaurant. She's mean to the waiter. Understand that's you in 6 months, in 3 months. She's mean to the wait staff. That's gonna be you, bro. She talk crazy about her ex-boyfriend. That's gonna be you. All right, you dating a single baby mama. She talking crazy about her baby daddy. That's going to be you, huh? She talking about how these other men are lames. That's gonna be you. These other men are too broke. That's going to be you, huh? That's going to be you. I know your ego told, oh, that ain't gonna be me. Them other niggas, they really lame. They lame. Not me. That's going to be you, huh? Dear black men, that's going. Understand something, especially, and yeah, I listened to Ed earlier. I actually want to link his video in the description box afterward, because I listened to his live from, I think, last night or whatever, and Ed was on fire. I'm actually going to put that in um my post, my community tab. All the points that Ed touched on, he was on fire. Yeah, the women think it's their right to be mean. The women think it's their right to lie on you. Yeah, homegirl got to get away with it with Jonathan Major's white homegirl. Why can't Meg Thee Stallion get away with it? Ed is 100% right about that, huh? This is the same thing they did with Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian got famous off as a sex tape. See, if that was a black woman, huh? Not, oh man, she out here doing the most with Ray J. No, it's not that. See, Kim Kardashian got famous off a sex tape. Why can't black, if that was a black woman? Wait, so you wanna get famous off of a sex tape? Well, if I'm gonna be a billionaire, oh, okay, noted, huh? Noted. Dear black men, appreciate black women really want to be politically and socially white women. Like y'all hear Z say it, I don't think y'all would really appreciate how much they really want to be that, and how they're mad and they want to scorch earth the planet because they don't get to be upper middle class and rich white women. Y'all hear Z say it. God, that Z, you say it a lot though. Z, like, you don't get it, Z. You say it a lot. Yeah, because I'm right about it a lot. Huh? It's either elite rich white woman or nothing. Burn the world to the ground. Destroy everything. Huh? Destroy everything. If I don't get to be a rich white elite woman, then destroy everything. The world. The world must burn. Huh? Oh, you gotta love it. Huh? Wow. Yeah, that's where we are. That is where we are. So, you know, Ed covered the Remy Ma thing. I listened to a bit of Jason Black covering it, the Remy Ma thing. And yeah, look, the Remy Ma and Papoose thing. Look, man, we know who Remy Ma is. Yeah, and yeah, Mr. Z has visited New York a zillion times. Not a zillion, I'm lying, maybe 24 times in my life. And yeah, yeah, look, Mr. Z will own it. I don't know about the rest of you, but Mr. Z will say, I am way too soft for a New York chick. I'm just way too chill for a New York chick. I'm just way too chill. I'm way too down to earth. I can't do it. Look, nope, nope. Shout out to Jason Black for actually saying it. The hypergamy keeps on scaling. Mr. Z don't got the money, the time, or the alphaness, I guess you'll say, for a New York chick. Just can't do it. Can't do it. Nope, nope. Y'all could keep him. Nope, nope. Right. And obviously we're talking about the stereotype and et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, Mr. Z don't got it, and Mr. Z don't own it. Don't got it. And I think it's, dear black men, it is okay to admit that you just don't got it. You just don't got it. You don't have it. And let the women do it, what that necessarily means for them in their life. I'm about black men telling black women, hey, I don't got it. You're too expensive for me. I don't got it. No, I'm not man enough for you. I'm just not. But Mr. Z ego just ain't in that place. I'm not. I could say that, right? Huh? D says not too expensive. No, D, I want to say it. You don't appreciate what I'm saying. I could be messing with a Wendy's chick, a McDonald's chick. I'm still gonna tell her I can't afford her. The second she start talking that money crap, I'm still gonna tell her I can't afford her. You better believe I'm gonna say that. Huh? You better believe it. Huh? Why not? I'm all about telling them I can't afford them. Yeah, because you're not scaling that. Let the Jason Blacks take all of them. Let the Tariqs take all of them. Let the Dr. Umar Johnsons take all of them. Huh? I'm about to put black women. This is what you want, then fine. If it's up to Mr. Z, we gonna make you munch on each other, or go be the sexual plaything from some non-black man, or go line up, be ticket number 167 for Jason Black. Huh? Be side chick number 143 for Tariq Nasheed. Huh? Be wife not on paper number 186 for Dr. Umar Johnson. Huh? And for those of you who won't engage in none of that, pretend like you're okay being single when we all know you're not. Huh? I've been celibate for 8 years. I'm okay. Yeah, that's it. Huh? Shout out to the look. What I appreciate is this right here. A new study shows millennial men are not interested in going out as much as women. Yeah, what you thought? You, I don't think women appreciate how toxic they have made the environment because they've never had an erection. They've never had an erection, so they don't appreciate that they've made the environment so toxic. Toxic masculinity. The women have made the environment so toxic. Shout out to those of you who said, no, FD, it's not that we're scaring the hoes. No, the hoes scaring the bros. The women have made the environment so toxic that less and less men are willing to go out, spend 60, 70 bucks on drinks for the off chance to get a woman's number. Appreciate that it's always been that. Since there's been men and women in clubs, it's been men trying to approach women buying drinks for the off chance that he might get some vagina. Huh? Been playing wingman with his friend. His friend is going after the fine chick, and he said, "You know what? I guess I'll be wingman. I'll take the 3 for the off chance for some vagina." You know what it is for what 40% of what is it? 60% or 40% of clubs in London closed since COVID. Western women, do you appreciate what the hell y'all have done? And then on top of that, I said it already, and I'm gonna keep on saying it. The men just can't afford it. It would have been different if the men had a reasonable chance of getting your number, piping, maybe making this a relationship, possibly being married in 5, 6, 7 years. Maybe. But the environment has become so toxic. Women, y'all have made the environment so unbearable that the men are not even willing to risk it anymore. Yeah, you better believe they're risk averse. You better believe it. They can't afford it anymore. Between the smartphones and y'all recording them, and look at who was trying to talk to me. Ew. Excuse me. Between y'all recording yourselves in the gym with the sexually explicit poses, and then a man glance your way, and then you take a picture or you record him. It just costs too much. It is not just the money. It costs too much in reputation. It costs too much in money. It costs too much. Dear women, you want to price your that I said it, and a lot of brothers hate it when I said it. Y'all priced your vaginas out the game. And it's not just the money. Huh? Y'all thought that was some type of weird compliment and flex pricing your vagina out the game. Well, eat that now. Once again, new study shows millennial men are not interested in going out as much as women. Huh? So, brother Nam, D, I'm about saying, yeah, it's too expensive. They're doing it. Women want to price themselves out the game as a weird flex to elite men. Oh, look, elite men, you don't gotta worry. I ain't gonna pipe the janitor. And by the way, you might. You don't gotta worry. The janitor can't get this. I'm saving myself for you. They're not. Huh? Yikes. The women thought it was some, and by the way, they trying to one up each other. Oh, I ain't selling for no man that don't make at least 100. Oh, for you it's 100. For me it's a quarter million. No, for me I ain't having no kids for no man that's not a millionaire. Oh, for you I'm looking for me a billionaire. Yawn. A man gotta be at least 6 feet. No, for me I gotta have 6'2". No, I gotta have 6'3". No, I gotta have 6'5". Huh? The women have the environment is so toxic. The women have killed the erection. They done killed the erection, y'all. You know, do you understand how toxic y'all have made the environment where a 22 and 23-year-old would much rather go in the goddamn restroom with the lotion than go to a club? That's because y'all are not men. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. Huh? Men would rather have the facsimile of sex, the off, the almost kind of not really, not as satisfying, fake sex than the real thing, because y'all done made the real thing cost too damn much. Ah, and y'all think that's a flex. They think that's something to brag about. Shout out to that little exotic looking sister that told her short brother on the pop the balloon. So you trying to say I'm too expensive for you? What did she say? I cost too much? You can't afford. No, she said you can't afford me. To that short brother, and he was like, no. Essentially, he tried to tell her, no, you look like you just good enough for a smash, brother. I would have said yes. I would have said yes. Huh? That young lady need to run into more brothers. Send her to the white men. She need to run into more brothers telling her, yeah, I can afford you. Send her to the white men. Go ahead and say it, Ed.
Mario, Jorge, Cartwright, Shang Tsung. We got a thrift store of leftover bitches. They're leftover because apparently it ain't enough niggas is worth a damn. Whatever. Point is they left over. We need you to come pick them up. No instruction manual. Figure it out. Sprinkle some white ice on it. Maybe I've heard the white ice is colder. Sprinkle some white ice on it. It goes with everything. If you come within the next 24 hours, we'll give you a complimentary book on how to date black women for white men. That's a $4 value.
We're still here, yo. We're still here. I love that clip from Ed. Right? Exactly. And Line says that is never getting old. It ain't getting old. I already told y'all what make me laugh. It's a $4 value. That part kills me every time. Huh? The women want to price their vagina out the game, and then you got brothers like Jason Black who want us to do what with that? Huh? Oh, if enough of us are alpha, that'll give them no choice. Yeah, no. Huh? And we offering up marriage way too early. Look, we always gonna have the simp brothers. We always gonna have the brothers, the tender-hearted brothers. That is always gonna exist. The tender-hearted men who look at their But the women, look, the women belong to the game. The women belong. What Rogan said, the mainframe. The women belong to elite rich white men. Dear working class and everyday white men, right? Dear black men, dear Latino men, Asian men, dear even butch lesbian women. The women belong to rich elite white men, bro. I know y'all don't. Oh my ego, no, they belong to. Hey, even to your elite brothers, they belong to elite rich white men. Huh? Wow. Well, y'all say Mr. Z Borgin. Y'all give Z a second. Hopefully I'm not Borgin anymore. Well, y'all said audio. Okay, give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. Let's see. Let's see. And we're back. And hopefully you guys can hear me better now. I'm not sure. But yeah, let's read some of y'all super chats. And NY chick will tell you to suck their suck their. Well, look, this is a weekend stream. Can we use profanity? We can use profanity. All right, let's do it. And the black toxic masculinist. Oh, goddamn Z. I know y'all. Look, I'll leave it for the Patreon. I'll tell y'all. Says, and thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Says, I think you meant to say A and Y chick will tell you to suck their dick. Yeah, bruh. First of all, true. Second, I can't do nothing with that. Like, I get it. Some of y'all like that. Y'all like. I agree with Jason Black. Y'all like the aggression. Y'all like the aggressive sex. Y'all like these quote unquote spicy chicks, right? These spicy women. Whether it's the Latinas, whether it's the black women, whether it's maybe a one-off Asian chick here and there. Mr. Z can't do it. It's just a complete turn off to Z. I can't. All that. I like that she's aggressive. That way, when I have a bent over and she be moaning and look, I done heard it all. I done heard it all from brothers. Y'all like that because when you got her in the figure four, huh? And she moaning, that makes you feel powerful. It don't do it for Z, huh? It don't do it for Z. Ain't nothing more of a turn off than when a chick start barking. When a woman start barking, ain't nothing more of a turn off. Y'all understand? I used to be like, God damn, Tiana Taylor a little bad. I'm like, hey, I saw that clip where she was going off on the dude. I don't know what happened. She was with her security. I guess dude was stalking her or following her around, trying to take pictures. I don't know what happened. I saw her doing the whole DMX pose and doing the thing with her shoulders while she talked, and she getting bucket. It was over. It was done. That's all it took. I didn't need to see no more. Nothing. Done. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm done. I'm done. Send her to the white dudes. I'm done. I think hey, black men, I'm all about it. Send all the aggressive black women to the white guys. Y'all can have them. Huh? Send every single last one of them. I don't care where they from. Send them to the white guys. Kick them out. Huh? If those are the only people that could humble her and get her into her feminine, send them to the white guys. Not Z. Huh? I get it. Some of you brothers, that's what y'all on. But hey, the second a chick take a certain tone with me, it's done. It's over. Huh? So that's why Mr. Z don't gotta worry about no DV or none of that. The second I don't want to ever have to put, oh, you know, you gotta put down on them. Nope, 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 nope. Huh? Shout out to all of you. That's your turn on. That ain't Mr. Z's turn on. Yeah, I saw the clip. Jason Black played the clip where Remy Ma over here calling Papoose ugly and all type of bruh. Can't do it. Shout out to all of you brothers who can. Shout out to all of you. I can't do it, bro. I'm look, Mr. Z manhood, the way it's built, I'm all about men or women. Oh, you soft that, yeah, all that sound nice. I ain't doing it, bro. See you in divorce court, or you in prison, or in a box. Huh? She either deleted you, you deleted her, or you in prison. Huh? Both of y'all got black eyes? Nah, I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. I can't do it. Nope, nope, nope. Or Z, what you forgot to mention, or the side dude deleted you, or you deleted the side dude. Nope, can't do it. Can't do it, bro. Can't. Nope. Y'all can have it. Y'all can have it. Huh? And let me read this one now. And Better You says, and thank you for the super chat. And Better You says, hey, yo, chill. Stop scaring the bros, SimD. Look, FD was lucky enough to meet his wife early, to get out the game early, right? What the FDs don't appreciate, the foreigners don't appreciate, they really think that and this is how the women frame it, right? They really think it's these weird, awkward guys, these little sexist monsters that the women have to wade through for them to get to a man that's even quote unquote decent or tolerable. Huh? And for the ones of them that don't actually buy into that, they're just doing the women's bidding, then this is what Mr. Z is saying. Let's get to it. What's not being told to the women from the Kim Fosters or the Chrissies, at least from what I can see from Kim Foster and Chrissy from their public pages. I don't know what they said on Patreon or what they said on their member-only videos. Mr. Z ain't paying, right? But at least for their public stuff, their easily accessible stuff, whether it's FD, whether it's foreign, whether it's consciously, whether it's Julesy, whether it's T Noir, whether it's Napieta Hoba, whether it's Kim Foster, whether it's Chrissy, whether it's Divested Zealot, with all of these folks, right? What they're not saying to the women is what this is going to cost them. They're not explicit about it. See, they're explicit on the stories and the fear mongering and the scare tactics when it comes to the big scary black man, right? The sexist black man, the colorist, featurist, texturist black man. They'll get into details with that. What they won't say to the women is what it's going to cost them. Huh? Nobody, and by the way, this is not just directed towards black women. For the most part, all of these little, the manifestales and all these other folks, they don't tell the women what's going to cost them. They don't tell them, hey, by the way, what it's going to cost you is, once again, so you going to show it again, a new study shows millennial men are not interested in going out as much as the women. Nobody's telling women, hey, by the way, that's what it's going to cost you. Huh? And what does that look like, Z?
I'm having dinner with my girl, and I want y'all to just notice something. There's women, all eating there. Women, all eating there. And let's not forget right there too, because they're everywhere. Oh my god. I don't normally go out, but when I do, I go out with my girls, and I am seeing something, a trend. Girls are all going out with their girlfriends. There's not like one date, and
That's what it looked like. Huh? That's what it looked like. And Lion says, I'll say it, a lot of women suck at hypergamy. Any woman who uses the word quote unquote settling is telling you that she sucks at hypergamy. Bruh, everything that doesn't fit perfectly into their delusion is settling. Men settling and women settling are two different things. Men think they're settling when they get less than 2/3 of what they're asking for. Women think if it's not 100% of what I'm asking for, it's settling. And it doesn't matter if I'm a goddamn hobo. It doesn't matter if I'm living in my goddamn SUV. If it's not 100% of what I'm asking for in my best time, in life, then I'm settling. Forget what the numbers are. Forget the statistics. Forget any of that. Forget how delusional it sounds or is. Anything that's not 100% of my quote unquote requirements or standards. Huh? My wish list. Anything that's not 100% is settling. And hey, dear black men, make them mean it by leaving them be. That's what I'm telling you. It's okay to say, hey man, I can't afford you. I'm not man enough for what you're talking about. Huh? You like a man with a little bit of edge? I'm boring. I can't do it. Huh? Because what's going to keep on happening, and this is where men, to be fair, this is where men get their heart broken. You get your heart broken when you realize you wasn't the one. Goddamn. When you realize, oh wait, she did settle for you, and she has contempt for you, even though you saved her. Tell me I'm lying. Huh? Yikes. Huh? Tell Z he lying. You threw the raft, you threw the lifeline, you saved her, and she still got contempt for you. Because you're not the guy. Not Z. Well, I get a whiff of that. I'm gone. Skirt. Out of here. Huh? Mister, I just can't do the disrespect, y'all. I just can't do it. All it takes is one tone. I'm gone. I'm gone. I don't know what you're going to do with this apartment. I hope you can afford it. Skirt. Huh? We married? I'm filing for divorce on your ass. You better. You're lucky you did this at 9 p.m. I'm in that lawyer office. I'm waiting at the door the next morning. I already called out. Don't worry about it. Not me. One time. Huh? Huh? You got one time to tell Z you could have did better. One. Huh? One time my ex used to, all right, don't worry about it. You go right back to him. Skirt. Huh? Thank you, KMS. KMS says, by the time you save me from myself, nigga, black women. Huh? Shout out to Joy Taylor, old bitter ass. Joy Taylor thought her looks was gonna land her one of them NBA players. Is she cute? Yeah, Joy Taylor's cute. Not cute enough. Not with that attitude. I'm glad you said you're mean to men. Hey, anybody want to see what Vivica A. Fox looked like 30 years younger? Hey, what's going on, Joy Taylor? Hey, y'all see. Shout out to whoever tries to marry Joy Taylor. I'll see you in divorce court, player. White or black. Definitely black. Hey, y'all better leave her out here for the white men. Yes. Back. My apologies, y'all. My apologies. Yeah, no, look. Shout out to whoever's gonna try to make something work with Joy Taylor. Shout out to whoever you are who's gonna try to make something work with Joy Taylor. Y'all better leave her out there for the women. Hey, okay, moment of seriousness. When you're dealing with a woman like Joy Taylor, Mr. Z has expressed this before. I've heard Jason Black say something similar. I've heard Ed say something similar. They don't, because they see this as a large gender war type thing. Nothing she does to you is wrong. She's never wrong. She can set you up to be deleted. She still will call on some cosmic justice why it's okay. That means there's no moral compass when it comes to you. Everything she does or says to you is justified. Everything. When Joy Taylor says she's mean to men, when you hear the way she spoke to thank you whoever it is that sent me the clip, and I think it might have been you, Revelat, whoever sent me the clip of her speaking to Van Lathan, right? And how women like to frame men's quote unquote objectification of them, as if women don't objectify men as nothing but walking ATM machines and overglorified walking ATM machines, overglorified guard dogs, right? The occasional sex toy and a cheerleader, right? Shout out to all the women who speak as if men dehumanize them, men objectify them, and then that's the end of the conversation. In a vacuum. That's the end of the conversation. Men aren't status symbols to them. Men aren't walking ATM machines to them. Yes, even for you rich women, get out of here. I got my own money. I don't need his. Yeah, but you want his though. Oops. Huh? With a Joy Taylor, she's never wrong. There is no moral compass when it comes to you. There is no line she won't cross. That's why Mr. Z is saying it now. Whoever ends up with Joy Taylor, get ready. Hey, divorce court player, that's if y'all get married. That child will be weaponized against you. Child support will be weaponized against you. Alimony will be weaponized against you. Huh? Joy Taylor is only saying what a lot of women think and feel. She just got the ovaries to say it because she's bitter right now. Because one of you NBA players was supposed to wife that. One of you NFL players was supposed to wife that. And she's bitter. One of you guys at Fox Sports or ESPN was supposed to wife that. And she's bitter. What's the point of having the looks and the skin tone and the pedigree, and one of y'all then wife her so she could take half from you walking out the door in the next 8 years? She's bitter. And so what women's scorched earth look like is Tracy Ellis Ross speaking of former First Lady Michelle Obama. What women's scorched earth, for all of you lames that don't get it, y'all do get it, y'all are just cowards. What women scorched earth look like is Joy Taylor. Huh? That's what it looked like. Huh? What women's scorched earth look like is Kim Foster. She told you she went to prom with a white dude. Not even necessarily like she was feeling white men, young white men like that when she was in high school. She might have, but she told you it wasn't just the jocks, the black nerds weren't checking for her. Huh? Y'all don't get character assassination yet? FD? Oh, wait. So what we say, it's some sexist drivel, but the women you take at face value, and they're speaking in good faith. Okay, yeah, that's it. And you boil it down to simple hate. It's not just hate, bro. They're bitter. At least Ford was able to say it, even though he ain't gonna stick to it, on waving the red flag. I'm not her because you're not him, and it just doesn't work the other way around. There's no black men saying, I'm not him because you ain't her. That's not how it works. No black man saying, I'm not the white man because you ain't the white woman. That's it. It doesn't work the same. Huh? Yikes. And Mr. Donnie Mac, I did not forget about all of you guys with the super chats above. I'm going to read them in a minute. Mr. Donnie Mac says, I once heard a Black Baptist pastor say in his sermon, if you're unwilling to sacrifice, then you're willing to settle. Yeah, but appreciate this for Black women in particular. I would argue other women of color, but Black women, because they're the furthest away from the quote unquote ideal, they're so much more gun ho about this. The way Black women imagine white women is that white women are unaccountable. White women get to be ditzy. White women get to be airheads. White women get to be unaware, right? White women just get to exist. And some random white guy, whether he's good looking or not, tall or not, that's besides the point, will do for her at the highest level. So she doesn't have to, quote unquote, settle or sacrifice. She just gets to be. That's how Black women imagine white women. They just get to exist. And as long as they're not a meth head, and even if they are, as long as they're not a meth head, some man, including some Black men, will do for her at the highest level. Huh? Listen to this young lady speak. Listen to the energy. Better yet, I'm gonna ask y'all to do something. Black men. I know. Don't listen to her. Feel this energy. Goddamn, Z, how you sound? You sound like one of these artists when they be on stage. I know. One of these R&B artists when they on stage. I know. Don't just listen to what she's saying. Feel what she's saying. Here you go.
But my thing is, like, I don't understand the obsession with trying to make Black women settle so much. Y'all don't do this with any other community. Like, seriously. Y'all don't do this with any other community. Do y'all tell white women that they should settle? Because last time I checked, anytime a white girl marries a Black man, it's always when he's at his best and when he's rich as hell. You think Kim Kardashian was going to marry Kanye while he was broke and didn't have any money? You think Kanye would have had a chance with Kim then? Or you think Kanye had a chance with Kim when he was a multi-million-dollar rapper? Let's be real. Like, y'all don't say this to any other group but us. We're tired of settling. We're tired.
Huh? Now, it doesn't matter that she's factually inaccurate. It doesn't matter that you have the CEO of what is this, Hinge or Bumble, the white lady that's going around telling, she's not talking necessarily to Black women. She's talking to American women, but mainly to white women. You don't want to die single. Don't die with your dog. Don't just die alone. You don't want to die. That's a white woman telling other white women to settle. So it doesn't matter that this young lady is factually inaccurate. It doesn't matter that you heard the other lady that said, that's watching it. What does the title say? She ate Tyler Perry up. Pause. Right? Because we don't even know if Tyler Perry really. You know what? Don't do that, Z, because that's accusations. True. With that energy, y'all don't tell the white women to settle. She's wrong as two left shoes, but it doesn't matter to other Black women. It doesn't matter how factually inaccurate she is. It doesn't matter that Kanye was 50 some odd $1 million in debt when Kim married him. That doesn't matter. That's not the point. Huh? It doesn't matter that if you're an elite woman and them elite men are not checking, they're not marrying you. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to take some things off that list. A lot of things off that list. Huh? It doesn't matter that if y'all are asking for equality, you got to know what that means. It doesn't mean you marry perfectly parallel or above you as a woman. That means that some of y'all going to have to marry financially down. Some of you are going to have to marry financially a lot down. Huh? Fine, y'all not getting married. Then go munch on each other then. Or get in line. Right? Get in line for the elite, whatever man, whether it's Black, white, Latino. Huh? Chisel Chin Chad, Tyrone, Julio, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". Get in line, grab a ticket. So to Mr. Donnie Mac's comment, the women are saying, black women in particular are saying, it's not fair because white women aren't told to settle or sacrifice. Like, that's factually inaccurate. We all know that's factually inaccurate, but it doesn't matter because it's not fair.
Fair. That is not fair! That is not fair!
That's black women all day, every day. That's women in general in the West. Right? I gotta go back in BTS's afternoon streams, because this had to be maybe five months ago at this point, maybe even six, maybe 5 or 6 months ago, maybe even further back than that, where BTS covered a woman. She was on set with another woman, and she pretty much said it like, I thought my accolades and my degrees and my whatever would allow for me to get a top shelf man. And I'm so glad she actually verbalized it. If anybody remembers that or anybody knows that clip, please send it to Z as soon as possible, please and thank you, because I make reference to it often. I'm so glad she said it because that's how they think, that's how they believe. It's not fair, right? It's not fair. And the rage and the anger, like, appreciate that we're not just speaking about celebrity gossip stuff. The way that this then manifests in the black community in general, because these black women are chronically online. Isn't there a study that shows that black women are more online or on the internet or in social media than anybody else? Now, it's different for some of us. I ain't gonna lie. Definitely Mr. Z. Mr. Z is up there. We already know. Look, Z, don't be a hypocrite, right? But in general, black women are like some of the most like social media like immersed people. So they're in all the mix. They're in on the mix with Remy Ma. They're in on the mix with Diddy in this trial. They're in all of the mix. They're agreeing with all of the women. And as Ed said, Ed is 100% right. For some of these women, it's a constant gender war. They not taking no L's on nothing. They don't care if a black woman deletes a man and deletes a black man in the middle of Times Street, get caught on camera, and it's not justified. It ain't nothing. She just lost her crap and just started dumping. Well, he had to do something. He did something. Huh? Appreciate that what black women see when they see white women is a group of people that are not accountable, not responsible, and what makes them feminine is that that white men take on the burden of white women's responsibility and accountability for all the crap that white women do, say, and how they act. Huh? Remember what black women were saying as Kim Kardashian started to get more and more famous. A black woman could never. Huh? Look at Superhead. Look at Cat Stacks. Huh? Look at all these other black women. They would never. It's not fair. Huh? So in and out with the super chat. Yes, Mr. Donnie Mac. For black women, they don't want to sacrifice or settle. And for them, quote unquote, settling is losing. Because they're so overt with their quote unquote standards that it's better that she never is in a relationship or she never commits and she's out here on the carousel than to end up with a guy that her friends perceive as her settling for. And I don't want to say this is that part is not exclusive to black women. I would say it's more prevalent in black women, but it's not exclusive to black women. They would much rather be single than have their friends say, "Oh, you remember she said she ain't doing this and she ain't doing that, and have you seen her man? Or have you seen that guy she dating? Oh, I met him. I don't know." Huh? So they would rather be single. And Mr. Z is about saying to other black men, hold them to it. Hold black women to it. If they say they would rather be single than settle, make them mean that. Or make the white guys come get them. Huh? Make the white guys come get them. Mr. Z gonna be spamming this one today, I guess. Right?
Mario, Jorge, Cartwright, Shane Song, we got a thrift store of leftover bitches. They're leftover because apparently it ain't enough niggas is worth a damn. Whatever. Point is they left over. We need you to come pick them up. No instruction manual. Figure it out. Sprinkle some white ice on it. Maybe, I've heard the white ice is colder. Sprinkle some white ice on it. It goes with everything. If you come within the next 24 hours, we'll give you a complimentary book on how to date black women for white men. That's a $4 value.
And Mr. Donnie Mac says, Miss Ann Cartwright, the myth of white womanhood. Yeah, Mr. Donnie Mac, yes. Black women don't care nothing about whether it's factually accurate or not. Black women writ large. The Kim Fosters know better. Chrissy knows better. Huh? Y'all forgot how, for those of us that were around at this time, y'all forgot how Chrissy was going at Juicy when Juicy was like, whoa, 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 let's slow up on some of this black women in luxury stuff, y'all. Huh? Even Kim Foster, yes, y'all, I can't believe it neither. Even Kim Foster had to feel a bit of that Chrissy heat. Even Kim Foster was like, okay, look, I was born and raised upper middle class. I'm good financially, but we need to slow down a little bit on this black women in luxury stuff. Because once again, Kim Foster's a feminist, so she's okay with watching other black women, huh, be the cannon fodder for her gender war against black men. But she stepped in it when she said that, and her and Chrissy went back and forth on some videos, right? Because it's not about being accurate. It's not about being, look, we get it. Yeah, some white women get to skirt this. But like largely, a lot of this is a myth. But Ed is I agree with Ed 100%. I think Ed is 100% correct when he said, low key, they want Tory Lanez to be deleted. These particular black women, they want Tory Lanez needs to be deleted in prison before this case unwinds and we find out, oh, wait a minute, he's right. Because if the white woman could set up a black man, then why can't a black woman? No, Z, you might be doing too much. No, I don't know if black women that far. Some of them are. Huh? If what being, let's go all the way dark with it. If what being a woman is to be a white woman, an upper middle class and above white woman. If what being a woman is to be a white woman, upper middle class and above, and if white women have been known to lie on black men and get away with it, then I, as a black woman, why can't I have that? Once again,
Fair. That is not fair! That is not fair!
I, as a black woman, why can't I have that? Don't expect black women to say it out loud. Any random black woman listening to me, I know y'all shaking your head no right now. No, Z, we not there with it. Yes, y'all are. Maybe you not. I'll give you, and I don't know you. That's the only reason I'm giving you, okay, maybe you're not. Huh? It is the myth of white womanhood, Mr. Donnie Mac. And that's not exclusive to black women. Nobody really wants to ask the question, what does female power look like? If we talk about toxic masculinity and these megalomaniac men, etc., what does a female megalomaniac look like? What does toxic female power look like? Do men have more of a propensity to enact proxy violence? Uh-oh. Or do women? Yikes. Huh? Huh? And Dusty Hotep says, Meg Thee Stallion is just as wicked as Carolyn Bryant. And she is, and I'm glad, and I knew I wasn't the only one who saw it. Ed said it too. She a drunkard. She a drunkard. Ed said drunkard. I said violent drunk. Huh? And let me read this from Darren Jones. And what's going on, Darren? And Darren Jones says, I saw an old Kevin Samuels clip the other day where he said, quote unquote, the internet came just a little too late for us. I was like, exactly. We are the last generation of the quote unquote egalitarian black man. These chicks cooked. Mr. Darren Jones, let me modify that just a smidge. No, the young men are going to make women mean egalitarian. Either you meant it or you didn't, and we all know they didn't mean it. The young men are going to make women mean egalitarian, and I mean that all the way. For if she want equal rights, he going to give her equal lefts. If she said she want equality, he going to make her mean that in every sense of the word. Fine, I'll wash dishes, you paying half these bills? Uh-oh. Huh? What Claudia Jordan said, I hate a man who always want me on top. No, you said you want equality. Huh? Shout out. We all see, well, some of us seen the clip where I think it was a black man or was it a Latino dude who had his chick on the bed pumping so that she could see what it is to work these hips. Oh yeah, no, you said you want equality, ladies. We gonna make you mean it for every single bit of equality. We gonna make you mean it. You said egalitarian, we're gonna make you mean every bit of it. Oh no, don't worry, I got the timer. I'll spend half time working, and you gonna spend half the time working. Uh-oh. No, we gonna make you mean every bit as egalitarian. And I said it to FD the first conversation. When women realize what that look like, you better be ready for them to scream, and they screaming right now. Huh? Now they trying to, oh no, but we have the kids. Don't worry, science gonna fix that. Uh-oh. If you okay with having oblong shaped head kids, because you don't want to get on a black man's program, don't worry. The men said, all right, two could play that game. Science gonna fix that. Huh? So, Darren, I'll just modify that a little bit by saying no. The men said no, we're gonna make the women mean that. Y'all said egalitarian, we're gonna make you mean that. We're gonna make you mean every single letter of the word egalitarian. And the women are screaming. Because they were really trying to tip the scales in favor of them. And the FDs and the conscious leads were supposed to make us defer to the women and adhere to their worldview and shame us into doing it and maybe fight us into doing it. And unfortunately for them, men do believe their eyes. Unfortunately for them, men do believe there is their eyes and their ears. That's it is. Their eyes and their ears. Men do believe their senses. Unfortunately for them. Unfortunately for them, men know when they're being insulted. Unfortunately. Yes, even the young men. Even the boys. Uh-oh. Huh? Unfortunately for them. So, Mr. Darren, I would say, no, the young men, especially under the age of 30, because under the age of 30, they grew up a different life. They got hit with even more of the feminist crap than we did. As millennials over the age of 30, as Xers, the super youngest of millennials and the Gen Z, they got hit with 10 tons of feminist crap. And unfortunately for the feminists who thought that those young men were going to put the thumb on the scales for the young women, yeah, maybe. Unfortunately, those young men tried to date those young women and they realized, oh, y'all don't really mean none of that crap y'all saying. It's not equity. It's not equality. It's not egalitarian. It's favoritism. The young men may not fully realize this, but they kind of get it. Oh no, it's the system using the women against us. Oh, okay. You're the buffer class. And the men did the most dangerous thing they could ever do. They became indifferent. The young men did the most dangerous thing they could ever do. They became indifferent. See, those of us in the black manosphere, those of us on the internet and social media, we talking. Most of these young men, they're not talking. They're not talking. They're living their life. If they could get them a girlfriend, they'll get her. If they can't, they're not overexerting for none of this. And it's not just the women. The young men are not overexerting for none of it. They're not overexerting for a house. They're not overexerting for a car. They're not overexerting for the women. They're not overexerting for the women so the women can have their children. The young men under the age of 30 said, to hell with all of it. I'm going to do what, if getting the Ferrari means I have to get a doctorate, then I'll do it. But if I don't have Ferrari aspirations, if I have Subaru STI aspirations, then guess what? I'm going to work just hard enough to get the Subaru and maintain it. $65,000 a year job, here we come. If I don't really care and I just want to be able to enjoy my hobbies, and my hobbies are not that expensive, I have a hobby of remote control cars, then $50,000 a year job, here we come. I have my apartment, I drive my Toyota Corolla, and I have a few $1,000 remote control cars in my closet. If my hobby is guns, $75,000 a year job, here we come. The men said we're not all that. Shout out to you, and that's why Dr. Richard Reeves said what he said with the, it's a man's job to what did he say to he didn't say overexert. He said to overproduce. There you go, overproduce. That's why years ago Tucker Carlson said something similar on Fox and Friends, trying to shame the young men. You get a sense of pride. What did he say? You get your manhood is measured by this thing and that thing, and you get a sense of pride when you do. And the young men said, "Yeah, Mr. Carlson, see, you got some. First of all, heir to the Swanson family heir, right? Swanson family heir. Number one, number two, your generation, at least your age group, actually got something for all that hard work. You had a wife, you had a side chick, huh? You could discipline your kids through the money that you're going to give them or not give them. All of that. Nice home. Huh? Some respect. These young men said, yeah, look, I don't get none of that. My wife will divorce me. My side chick will lie on me, put a charge on me. Huh? What kids, number one? Huh? Oh, now y'all get why Mr. Z said this is not sustainable. This is what happens. Right? So, Mrs. Darren, I would say, no, the young men are making the women mean every letter of the word egalitarian, and the women are screaming because they never actually meant it. They never actually meant it. Huh? And it goes to what Cam S was saying before. Was that last week Cam S was saying that? And he's right. The young men don't need to know all of the details, like how we look at some of these videos and we analyze them and we flip them upside down and we shake them out, and right, and we look at the facial expressions and we listening to the words and we listening to the intonation of the word and we listening to how she paused. And no, the young men not doing none of that. The young men just, wait a minute, that don't feel right. Nope. Huh? As Black Uru said, sometimes you don't need all the facts, it's just a feeling. That's why I started off this live saying the women has made this environment so toxic, y'all done killed the erection. Huh? So yeah, no, the young men are making the women mean every letter of the word egalitarian, and the women never meant it. That's the thing, the women never meant it, right? And Eric Denman says, and thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe to the super chat. And Eric Denman says, Z, I sent you an email that sums up everything. Okay. Wait, did I message you back for that one? I think, yeah. I think yeah. I'm gonna cover that. By the way. And thank you for the super chat, Eric. Thank you for the super chat. And Darren also says, and thank you for the super chat. Meanwhile, the white stay-at-home wives at the private school my kids go to got jobs teaching at the school. When the economy shifted to pour resources back into the household, there is no such thing as stay-at-home wife. Shaking my head. Yeah, not like how not how certain women, I'll say black women and other like working class women, not how they think about it. You're not just, put it this way, you're not just staying at home, folding sheets, and then putting on some makeup so when your husband comes home, you give him a kiss on the cheek. He play with the kids, I guess, after he relaxes for a little bit. Then y'all send the kids to their room and upstairs, and then y'all get it in. That's not what's going on, huh? Like that's a very handful of very elite women can even entertain the idea, right? Very elite women can even entertain that idea. This is not what is it? Wolf of Wall Street with Margot Robbie and Leonardo DiCaprio. Was that Wolf of Wall Street or was that right? Y'all are not Margot Robbie, bro. These women think they Margot Robbie. Oh, they want to be Margot Robbie off of that movie, huh? It's just you saw this with that Man on the Street interview thing when I don't know who it was asking the Russian men, you know, what do you think about stay-at-home wife, or would you work and make your wife a stay? Whatever the question was, and you saw how the women, namely black women, respond, and you see these men know their place and they know their job and they know their role and yawn. And then Media Man showed the data, and it's like very handful of Russian men even got it like that to even entertain the idea. But then once again, the women don't care about the facts. It's the way they feel. It's not fair. I did all of this work. What work did they do? That's a different conversation. I did all this work. Huh? I didn't prostitute myself. I didn't hoe out myself. Some of them did. And you trying to tell me this is what I have to choose from? The women are throwing a goddamn temper tantrum. I just want you to know this is not even just a black woman thing. Especially if she sees herself as a good girl. Huh? She's 30 and she only had 3 guys, 4 or 5 guys she ever did anything with. And she looking around and she's like, wait a minute. You trying to tell me I wasn't out here slurring it up? Huh? I wasn't out here slurring it up. I kept my head down. I went to school. I got my degree. I have an advanced degree. And all y'all got for me is between $60,000 and $80,000 a year men. Oh, the women is they're livid. God forbid if her looks won't get her even that. If her looks only qualify her for $35,000 to $65,000 a year men. By the way, Z, what about how much she make? That don't matter. I just gotta hear, just in case some of you young brothers are listening. Yeah, what about the money she earned? She not counting the money she earned. It don't matter. She not counting the station she is in life. But if she is, oh, it make it even worse. You try to I went to school, I have this advanced degree. Huh? I'm assistant to the assistant in HR. Huh? And I don't get me. The $250,000 man. The $1 million man. Oh, they live it. You better believe they're living. Huh? You better believe. Oh yeah, Jason. Yeah, you better believe. Yeah, Eve. Those are dreams right there. That's goals. Candace Owens, yeah, those are dreams right there. That's gold, right? Sierra, we already know that. That's gold. And that's why they keep on speaking about Alex Fives, Cassie's husband. That's goals. That's goals. A man that doesn't care that he eating you out with the other man's fucking seed dripping from his chin. Goddamn, Z. Z, you just made half your goddamn subscribers throw up, Z. Huh? A man that doesn't even care about that. A man that doesn't even care that he's getting the you after all the experiences. Right? Oh, that's goals right there. The women look, women love nothing more than see when some of those pastors or some of those brothers, when they stand up on the pulpit and they say, man, I'm giving it all to my wife. My wife saw me through it. You know, I was a crack fiend and I did this and I was out in the streets and I was selling dope and da-da-da. And my wife stood by me all through it. I served a 7-year bid and my wife stood by me all through it. Y'all ever notice how angry, especially women at a certain age? I want to say women under the age of 40, they get so angry. So that's what we got to do? Ah, y'all see that, right? We've all seen the comments, and some of us have sisters and girl cousins. We had those conversations with them, and they get so angry. Huh? But what they don't appreciate is that they're literally asking the men to do the same, if not more. Huh? They're asking the men, they're demanding that the men take them and their bad attitude and their $90,000 in student loan debt and their 2 kids from a different dude and the fact that she literally just drove from the other guy's house, like literally. Huh? The women are demanding that you take them like that. That's why they love, and you'll see them. They're doing it now, right? Alex Fiennes, Russell Wilson. This is the dream, right? The dream is that, okay, if I couldn't make it work with the 6'5" guy, he had too many women, he was never going to settle down, or he wasn't going to settle down for me. And women never admit this. They never admit they got outcompeted. Oh, they will never admit that. They should have choices. You shouldn't have no damn choice. The women will never admit she got outcompeted. And that's what it's colorism and featureism and texturism and it's fat phobia and he was in Kevin dated right? So when it doesn't work, when the 6'5" guy just have way too many options, and y'all are 29 years old, and he graduated from law school, and he about to run it up for the next decade. Don't even look at him even considering marriage for another decade, right? His goal now is to just not catch a disease and not have no kids. But for the next decade, he gonna be having fun. When she realized that ain't gonna work, that's when you supposed to jump into the picture. It don't matter if she just drove from his house 5 seconds ago. You're supposed to let her ride your face with him dripping out of her goddamn Z. Huh? Marry her and take her on as a wife. And then she gonna divorce your ass in 5 years. And while she back out there in 5 years, guess who's gonna be able to smash again? Ooh. Huh? See, the ladies don't want to admit that's what they on. They try to find, hey, Ed, I'm so glad Ed said that. That's exactly what they're on. This is one of the, for those of us that took debate, this is a really good, really messed up debate tactic. You never stand on nothing. Huh? You imply certain things, you suggest certain things, but you never make a clear pronouncement. You never stand on anything. You never make no declaration. You imply and suggest. You always speak in the gray. Politicians. I never said that. I got you on the technicality. Well, you said no, I didn't. Now what they're not saying, what's said but not said, is I suggested that and implied that, but I didn't say that, so you can't get me on that. right? Now, some men speak like that, but women definitely speak like that. Huh? Yikes. Huh? Yikes. So yeah, that's what the women want. The women want the square men, the men she didn't consider before, that if the guy she finds that interesting and that attractive ain't checking, yeah, you're supposed to save her. You're supposed to beg her to save her. Yes, it's insulting to your manhood. And the woman said, and huh? Man. And Detroit says, and thank you for the super chat, they want banquets, not cookouts. So watch the black community of black men to be pushed out. Look, they want what they see on TV. They who I think BGS said that no, actually he played it. Did he play Psychac saying it? What do women want? What other women want? What do women want? What other women want? And who's the ultimate woman on planet Earth right now? White women. So what do other women want? What other women want? When you look at the fashionistas in China, who are they imitating? Oops. When you look at the fashionistas in Japan, if they're not doing their cutesy J-pop thing or their cutesy anime character thing, who are they imitating? Huh? Who are the Indian elite women imitating? Huh? The Latina women, all up and down South and Central America, who are they imitating? If they're not, you know, really, really delving more and more into their customs and their traditions, then who are they imitating? And Z, oh, you better believe I left the best for last, or maybe in this case, maybe the worst for last. Anyway, and black women in Europe, in the Americas, on the continent, when they're imitating other women, who are they imitating? Huh? Who are they imitating? It's a really good question. Who are they imitating? Remember, these are the same people that tell you you want to be a white man, and then you let them speak, and then they start speaking with the vocal fry. Goddamn. They Chick fell out of goddamn butt fuck nowhere, Alabama, but yeah, she sound like a Valley girl. Okay, yeah, that's it. Huh? But you want to be a white man. Just remember that. Dear black men, remember that. Huh? Yikes. So yeah, Detroit, yeah, man. Look, they just want to imitate whatever the elite rich white woman had a wedding ring that cost, I don't know, $30,000. Black women want the $50,000 wedding ring. Huh? They can't help it. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Huh? Ah, let me see. I missed some of you guys super chats from Jump. I'm about to drop the link in a minute. And Chef Butter Biscuit says, "Can I just send you my Twitter login and you peruse through the bookmark folder I've made for you?" I don't know if it works. Send it. Let me see. Let's see if it works. And thank you for the super chat. Let's see. See if it works. Right. And Detroit said, look, Detroit with the food. Right. And Detroit says, Grand Rising, big man breakfast with 4 eggs, hash browns, 2 sausage links, side with grits. And you know, Mrs. E never really been a big grit guy. I've never been big on grits. Right. Like, I'll eat grits, like if I go out and that's on the menu of what I want, but I've never been big on grits. Like Mr. Z used to eat grits when I was younger, but there's clearly, you know, in the Z household, But yeah, I've never been big on grits, right? It's never been my thing. Never been my thing, right? And thank you for the super chat. But yeah, we it took us a little while to get started, but we got started and we was a little late, a little lot of late. But yeah, all right. Thank you for the super chat, Detroit. Thank you for the super chat. And electrician 480 says, salute, bro, salute, salute. I would say morning, but it's definitely not morning where I am right now. Not anymore, anyway. Right? Yeah, it's definitely not morning. But thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Right? Man. Yeah, no, I look, I had a bunch of clips that I wanted to play, right? I even get into. I just started going off this morning. Just randomly going off. If y'all didn't watch what I'm referring to, it's like, goddamn, Z, huh? But I guess let's play this. Let's play this. Let's play this. I guess we'll speak about a couple of them.
Tell me I'm not supposed to sit here and think that the niggas get drunk and experiment.
We don't do that.
Not even experiment, bitch, because I've been gay. But you know.
No, we don't be doing that. And that's how I know this entire time y'all have been projecting the things that y'all do.
Shout out to this brother. Y'all shout him out in the comments.
Things you do in the club and the things y'all be doing off the Don Julio, and that Don Julio representative don't even be hidden like that. Be in the club, kissing, shaking booty on each other, smacking butts. When have you ever seen a straight man do any of that in the club? I'll wait. It's the best part. I've had growth when it comes to the conversation of homosexuality, right? Sweetheart, we don't care what y'all do. If y'all want to kiss, make out, you have these thoughts in your head that you need an answer to, cool. But y'all need to stop projecting it onto us. Just because you had a sleepover for freshman year and you wanted to kiss your best friend to see if he was gay doesn't mean men did the same thing at sleepovers. Worst thing that could have happened to a group of guys at a high school sleepover is one of them eating too much junk food, them sneaking into their parents' liquor cabinet, and or them sneaking out and getting in trouble. But all that freaky stuff y'all girls were doing, don't put that onto us.
They just can't believe. And this is when Mr. Z gets a bit annoyed. Because the women they put you in, or they try to put men in this weird pincer move where y'all can't tell me y'all wasn't engaging in that too. No, we weren't. Well, maybe you're too sexually repressed, and maybe, and this is where Khadijah walks in the room, right? This is Khadijah just entered the chat, and maybe y'all should be a little more fruity in the booty. And yes, for those of you that never heard it, yes, Khadijah did say that. Yes, in those words. Yes, literally in those words. Huh? And I'm glad I brought that up because I wanted to address something from Khadijah. And whoever wanted, y'all go ahead and clip this part out so that y'all can send it to her. Khadijah, what you don't appreciate is that it's not that the men discount femininity. It's that we don't want to be women. We don't see femininity any less. Excuse me, let's say it better, Z. We don't see femininity as any less. We just don't want to be women. We don't want to emote like women. We don't want to walk like women. We don't want to act like women. What's acting like a woman when we're not? Oh, goddamn, Z. And so the way it gets interpreted by women like you is that we discount femininity. No, we say femininity is for women. Right? Like, Khadijah, do you not have butch or masculine presenting homegirls? Lesbian homegirls? Mr. Z know a couple of them, and if somebody misgenders them and accidentally calls them a man or sees them from a certain angle, and they get offended because they're not men. Huh? I'm thinking about somebody I know right now. Same-sex loving woman, right? And she would get offended if you were to accidentally call her a man. She's not a man. So for the men, for us, it's the same thing. It's not that we see women as any less, especially for black men. It's that we're not women. So if the ladies want to engage in same-sex stuff, I think y'all are a bunch of hypocrites. And there's a clip, somebody sent it to me. Goddamn, I gotta go back in my IG and find it. Did I download that? Where the woman was saying, I told you we're more homophobic than the men. And one of the ladies said, "Yeah, look, I could do this, but a woman, a man can't." And then isn't there a clip from Issa Rae's show where one of the women said that too? Where she was like, "Oh, I heard he's gay or whatever. I heard he's bi or whatever." But don't act like you wasn't doing such and such in college. Yeah, but it's different, huh? Believe it or not, the men accept the hypocrisy. The only men that don't accept the hypocrisy are the bisexual dudes. Why, Z? Ooh, because the women don't want it. God damn. Go ask the bisexual men, huh? That's why what Dochi said was so different. Because for the most part, the queer women ain't dealing with no queer dudes. Go ask the queer dudes. Huh? Go ask the non-binary dudes. Go ask the for the most part, the women ain't doing that. They're not engaging. Huh? And I say all that to say, no, men don't, at least for black men, don't see women as, or femininity as any less. We just don't move like women. We don't want to speak like women. We don't want to move like women. And to be frank with you, and you think it too, well, you know it better. The women don't want men that move like them and speak like them and emote like them. Ain't nothing to turn off more to a woman than a man who she sees and perceives as speaking like her, moving like her, acting like her. Huh? Is there a thin line between that being dehumanizing because you're not allowing for a man to have quote unquote feelings and emotions? Yes. But for the most part, men know and women know. Now back to this whole thing about this sex thing and this sexuality thing. Look, women, you do what you want to do with other women. But no, don't think that, oh well, I know y'all do it too. No, we don't. No, we don't. The little secretly sexually repressed dudes and the DL dudes are over there doing their thing with other DL dudes. Huh? The DL men are over there to the side doing things, doing something strange for some change with other DL men. Or openly gay men. Huh? But there's no straight man that experimented. That's not a thing. If you experimented, you're gay. That's how straight men think about it. I know we had this conversation a couple of years ago. So you trying to tell me that if a man only did that? Yes, that's gay. So he's just gay, yes. But what about if he's gay? But he hasn't done anything. It don't matter. He's gay. That's how we think. Done. You're not getting us to budge off of this. No pun. Huh? Y'all could send all the bi-curious and bisexual dudes and all the gay men and all the this is what we said. Y'all could intellectualize it in those academies and y'all could put all different terminologies out there. That's what we said. We're not budging. Shout out to the women who are finding weird ways to interpret men and then find LGBTQ men to interpret straight men. And then all it ever amounts to is these men are homophobic and they're sexist. Huh? And they're misogynistic. All your little weird ways to say the same thing. Why won't they just move like us? Why won't they just speak like us? And then you find a handful of guys that do, and they'd be hard pressed to meet a woman worth a damn. Huh? Because it's a turn off even to the women. Hey man, I watched Ole tell y'all this, and y'all still refuse to accept it. I watched Ole tell y'all this, and y'all still refuse to accept. Even if you were to snap your fingers and you got a bunch of hip waving ass men. The women would be like, maybe not you, Khadijah, but the masses of white women, black women, Latina women, Asian women, even your you want to see who's liberal or not? Even your supposed liberal and even some progressive women. Ain't nothing gonna make them throw up more than a bunch of hip waving, swinging ass men. And to that young lady that the brother covered, look, y'all do what y'all do. Y'all can't tell me that y'all wasn't. No, we weren't. We were playing video games. That's what we were doing. At least for my age group, we were playing. Well, Mr. Z wasn't into it. Mr. Z was waiting for everybody to play Gran Turismo. But we were playing GoldenEye. That's what we were playing. Mr. Z was waiting for his friends to finish playing Madden so we could play Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Well, we played all of them, but you know, Dragon Ball Z game for those of you that don't know. Me and my friends were about to go to fisticuffs. All my friends are bigger than me, so I would have got my ass whooped. Me and my friends were damn near about to go to fisticuffs about Gran Turismo. That's what we were doing. Huh? Huh? We were sharing the clip of Birdman kissing Lil Wayne on the lips. That's what we were doing. Goddamn, you saw that? I saw that. Wait a minute, you saw this? If you want to know what we were doing in high school and in early college years, that's what we were doing. No? We were playing Mario Kart. That's what we were playing. Huh? My friends were playing GoldenEye, and I was waiting for them to finish so I could play. We were playing Forza Motorsports 1. That's what we were doing. We were not touching on each other's leg or third leg. Huh? Oh, Super Smash Brothers. Pause before they take that to another place, but you know the ladies will. Don't forget Super Smash Bros. On Nintendo 64. Yeah, we were playing the game. We weren't actually engaging in the activity. And there you go. I had to say that, Big Mo, before they take it to another place. Right? Man. Mortal Kombat's another one. Huh? We're playing Mortal Kombat so that our fatality could be as gruesome as humanly possible. Huh? We're playing Street Fighter versus SNK, Capcom versus SNK, all the others, all the this versus that. That's what we were doing. Huh? Y'all can't tell me. Yes, we are telling you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes. We were not engaging in any hanky panky with each other. Stop it. Huh? You know what we were doing? At the most, we were sharing the clip with Eve and what's the producer name? Stevie J. That's at most, that's what we were doing. And you seen this? Wasn't this well, no, the Ray J and whatchamacallit tape came out a little bit later. Yeah. That at the most, that's what you was getting. At the most. You seen this? Huh? Y'all can't tell me no, we are telling you, man. Yes, that is we're telling you that's not what we were doing, better yet. Huh? Jesus. And ordering pizza, you better believe it. You better believe it. And it depended on who your parents were. If your parents had a couple of dollars, you was getting Domino's or pizza. If your parents ain't really have it like that, but they let you do the birthday party at the crib as a teen or whatever, you was chilling and they knew your friends were coming over, you got Little Caesars. It depended on how much money your parents was willing to spend on your ass and your friends coming over to play video games. Or if you had a high school job, then you could pay for it your damn self. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Huh? Tekken was another one. Say that. Mr. Z wasn't good at Tekken. Canvas and Tekken. Huh? Downloading LimeWire, you better LimeWire, FrostWire for some of the older millennials and some of the younger Xers. That would they had Napster, right? That girl said, "Y'all can't tell me no. We can't tell you, ma'am."
Tell me I'm not supposed to sit here and think that the niggas get drunk and experiment. Just
We don't do that.
Not even experiment, bitch, because I've been gay. But you know.
No, we don't be doing.
Once again, shout out to that brother. Exactly. No, we don't do that. No, ma'am. No, no. Those niggas are gay. If he tell no, you know, I was at then we we started rubbing on each other. No, them niggas was been gay and they needed an excuse. I can't help but laugh, yo. Yeah, y'all weird, bro. They can't help. For them, it's an affront to femininity that men aren't moving like them. But then you get a handful of bisexual guys or bi-curious men, and they admit to women what they on, and the vast majority of women run the other way. Huh? You can't tell me no, ma'am. We are telling you. Boondocks watch parties. I engaged. I did that. Hey, and a bunch of we ran through the whole. What season was it? 2? Was it season 2? I don't want to call out my friends' names. We sat there, and here's the kicker: we were in there with a bunch of women too. Goddamn, there you go. We watched the whole second season in one night. Huh? In one night, we ran through the whole second season in one night. Was it the second? It had to be. It was in the third season. It had to be the second season. Was it the first? No, it had to be the second season. Huh? Mr. Donnie Mac, it's funny because you're not the only one. Boondocks watch parties. I probably we live the same life, y'all. We all live the same life. Huh? Say that, Starman. Starman says, I don't got no freak off with the homies in my resume. That's weird, bro. Y'all heard I played the clip when a young lady said, we go out, we go for mimosas, and then we start kissing and rubbing, and hey, men ain't doing that. Your friend even touch your hand the wrong way. Hey, bro, what's wrong with you, bro? That's if you don't get a push. Uh-huh. Hey, look, Mr. ZB, TMI. I told y'all I worked for the Florida Democratic Party. We had the LGBTQ brother, cool as hell. But hey, dude tried to change right in front of us, right there in the middle of the goddamn room. Once them pants looked like they were going down, Mrs. Z's, I got to it before everybody. Hey, what you doing, bro? Oh no, I thought no, ain't no thing. Huh? And dude was bigger than me. Ain't no thing. And nope. Hey, bro. Women, y'all engage in that. Y'all do that. We respect what y'all do over there. Y'all could do that over there. That's not what men engage in. And the women see it as an affront to them. Oh, it's because y'all hate women and y'all hate femininity. No, we do not hate femininity. I thought y'all was supposed to be the smart ones. No, we respect women being feminine. Huh? Where's that coming from? Lion. Lion said slapboxing in the driveway. Mr. Z wasn't slapboxing, but yeah, no. A couple of my friends were. Huh? Watching Toonami late night, Inuyasha and whatnot. That's what we were doing. For some of us Xers, for some of us millennials, that's what we were doing. If we was doing sleepovers, we were chilling, and then everybody snoring at 3 o'clock in the morning. Ain't nobody touching nobody. Back to back if you sleeping on the floor. Ain't no spooning. Y'all are weird. Huh? Or one person laying this way and the other person laying that way, and you better don't hit me in the mouth with your feet. Y'all are weird, bro. And they think we're weird. No, y'all are weird. Huh? Yeah, and D says Dragon Ball Z. We were watching well, actually subbed Dragon Ball Z. Wait, slow down, slow down. I missed that. I missed that. Yo, slow ass reading. Right? That's what we were doing. Thank you. Exactly. Dragon Ball Z. That's what we were watching. The Super 17 saga. Was it Super 17? Mr. Z might have got down. No, I think that, yeah, Super 17. We were watching that. That's what we were watching. We were watching Vegeta have to go into the machine to turn Super Saiyan 4. That's what we were watching. Weird ass. And they keep on talking. No, just because we don't want to be you doesn't mean we hate you. Y'all are weird. Huh? Thank you. That's what I meant to. Yeah, Starman, you said it better. And Starman says niggas sleeping head to feet at most. Thank you. That was way better than how I described it. Thank you, Mr. Donnie Mac. Say that. Lock-ins. Everybody had their own sleeping bag. Thank you. Right? Come on, man. Telling you. And that, yeah. And they think we're weird. We're not weird. We're just not you. We're not weird. We're just not you. Huh? And Blue Sox says, I was born in 85. How long am I supposed to play the field in this environment? Oof, that's a good. I'm only a year younger than you, Blue Sox. I'm only a year younger than me. Excuse me, I'm only a year younger than you. Look, that's a good question. Do you want a family? Do you want kids? Because the way some of these folks are making it sound is you're a lame if you want those things as a man. Right? It's risky. It's risky. All of this is a risk, right? All of this is a risk. We have cold, calculated, gold digging, and you don't have to be rich for a chick to try to gold dig from you. I don't know where people get this from. She got her own money. What that mean? That lady got more money than you and still be trying to gold dig from you because she don't want to spend hers, or you have some status, or just the way you look, status dig from you, right? So yeah, no, the blue side, it depends. But it's all a risk. All of this is a risk. All of this is a risk. The whole game. Shout out to elite rich white men. You see what you done did to the environment? Y'all wanted these little girls to be hyper consumers, and now they're women. Now they're entitled brats. Entitled, spoiled brats. That's 42 years old, 45 years old, 38 years old, 35, 28, 30, 25. Huh? And the men can't do nothing with them. Pipe and then run for your life. Huh? Jason Black said pipe and send her home. No, Mr. Z is saying pipe and run for your life. Huh? Jason Mew says 50, 60 Z. Not even spoiled brats at 45 and 48 and 32 and 35 and 25. No, they spoiled brats at 60. Oh man, don't be speaking about Vivica A. Fox like that. Oops, and Lisa Ray. Goddamn. Huh? Man. Let me put this. Let me put this link in. Give me a second and pause on that comment. Y'all give Z a second because I have to put this now. Because if I don't, I won't be able to do it in a little bit. And there you go. AB says, "Pipe and run, Forrest, run." Skedaddle. I said I was gonna get that skedaddle sound. The Fred Flintstone skedaddle sound. I gotta get it. I gotta get that sound. I hope I don't get hit for that. But yeah, I gotta have that sound. Right. Oh man. What's going on, AB?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
What's up with you? Yeah, you're clear as hell.
Okay, I just have a simple question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to give a shit about what a ran through hoe like Joy Taylor thinks about men because.
But she's a fine ran through hoe though. She's a fine ran through hoe.
Doesn't matter.
You right, but one of these niggas gonna try to wipe it and eat the disrespect like a dumbass. And she's still gonna divorce you. I want to call it now, AB. Whoever you are, she's still gonna divorce your ass. I just want you to know. Go ahead.
And you know my response to that? Let the sip fall where he may.
Hey, by the way, I'm talking to you white guys too. Whoever you are, she's gonna divorce your ass. I just want you to know. I can smell it. Go ahead, AB.
I mean, her facts have got pulled up last year, so
yeah, she's platinum plated.
What's my incentive to listen to her?
She's fine, AB. She's fine.
Oh yeah, I know she got a nice rack, and she is fine. But what's my incentive?
And she got the complexion. She got the complexion. Well, she's not white, but she got the what Paul Mooney said, the complexion for the protection of the collection, or something like that.
Angel Reese is fine. That doesn't mean she can play basketball.
Hey, I don't think Angel Reese is fine. Angel Reese is cute to me. She alright. She's straight for the stroke, right? She's straight for the stroke.
That doesn't mean she can play basketball, or it means that she's somebody worth being with.
No, she can play basketball. She just can't play basketball as good as playing Caitlin Clark. Oops. Was it supposed to say?
Well, to be fair, they're two different players. She's a power forward and she's a point guard. So it's like,
It ain't fair comparison. I don't know enough about basketball, so I can't say it. So I can't call it
a fair comparison. Not really. It's not.
She ain't that good of a power forward, but okay.
I mean, that's fine.
Afro Merchant said, I'm going.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to talk about her lack of ability to play the position,
I mean, she gets rebounds, but most of those are off of her misses.
Damn, she picking up her own rebound. I
don't
even know that much about basketball, but that shit sounded funny as hell.
All you have to do is look at her last game. She had 2 points off of, and with 0 field goals, which means she scored off the free throw line, and she missed most of those too.
Damn.
Oh man,
she didn't learn how to play basketball.
That poor bastard. Yeah, but I mean, nobody's putting stock in what Joy Taylor has to say. You
really, yeah.
Like no one's putting stock in that. I'm like, here's my thing about her though. I'm like, you got so much to say about men, but wasn't it a woman that outed you?
Ooh.
Yeah, but she's bitter, bro. She should have never been outed in the first place because she should have been with one of these ball players, right? And giggity, she should have been with one of these ball players, so she wouldn't even be working there.
No, did you even see the picture of the white dude she was sleeping with?
Who else was she sleeping with? I know it was a white dude. Yeah. What white dude was it?
What white dude look like? Yo, I swear to God, bro.
Man, look. Hey, we know. Okay, who women want to be seen with in public is different, unless he's super balling. But hey, women will go, bro. Women will go. Women will go for the on-field win. They'll go.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
You said you put it in the. Give me a second.
I'm gonna get a picture. Hang on.
Okay, Zulu, your thing is not it's not populating all the way, Zulu.
Yeah, well, Jotail's just another hoe to think we should listen to what she has to say. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm getting old. Can you tell?
I mean, she's a cute hoe, so that she really think you're gonna listen.
Oh well.
She's attractive hoe, so yeah. And she's a bitter attractive hoe. Oh, the worst. That mean one of these niggas gonna go. One of these niggas gonna go. One of these niggas gonna go, bro.
Oh, I gotta send you a clip, Z. This Sim talking about we need to pay for the sins of the deadbeats.
Is it the because somebody sent me this? Like, as a matter of fact, let me play this real quick. Y'all, it's about 3 minutes long, so y'all hold in tight, and here you go.
You may not harass women. You may know how to take rejection. The majority of men that most women
Never mind.
do not. Yeah. And you are
That's the
accountable
one?
for that as well. Because I don't got time to figure out which white people are nice, which white people aren't racist, or da-da-da-da-da. I have to go on the actions of the group.
Right.
The group as a whole and the history of that group as a whole tells me that they are a danger to me and they are not to be trusted.
Right.
And if you can understand that as a black man and your stance towards white people, then you should absolutely be able to understand women's stance towards you. Mm-hmm. It's not a war on you waged by women. Actually, the war get a little thicker when we start talking about it from the perspective of a woman and the greater society of racism and white supremacy being waged against black people, and then the patriarchal society being waged against women. So they have to deal with two elements. One of those elements we don't have to think about, and honestly, we're perpetuated. Mm-hmm. And it's perpetuated against us to look at women as objects, right? You know, to look at women.
He said we perpetuate. Wow.
Desire, and not as the human being that they are. And when you
like they don't look at us as walking wallets.
How to deal with women on a human level, you understand how much women will enrich your life. Mm.
Quite frankly, this shit is getting old.
If you don't get the
enrich your life,
get you a good woman, and get your good black woman in your corner.
Amen.
Hey man, you want to see her life turn up?
Boy, y'all see them Daffy Duck feet, right? Daffy Duck feet.
It's a privilege, bro. It's a privilege. You know what I'm saying? We often disregard the power.
It's a privilege to be with a black woman. Okay.
The spiritual essence that they're gonna bring to things. Mm-hmm. The knowing, the seeing. You know what I'm saying? Also, too, imagine it. They have to be hyper vigilant because they have to be constantly scanning the room, making sure that they're in a safe situation.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, why don't they learn how to fight then?
Think about these kids who were clearly
it's your job to die for her, sir.
Their fucking life because they graduated. And we think about white people's reaction to Black joy.
Oh yeah, that's
it's not about civility.
I guarantee you,
it's not
think
about
you'll get the pussy after
They don't
this.
like to see us happy.
That's what it is.
Yo, see, I heard enough. Do we really got to hear this whole thing through?
How often are women?
It's only 30 more seconds.
Just make it stop. Make it stop.
We come in wanting to punish us today. Why you mad? Why you mad?
I was up here caping for white women.
That's why.
No, definitely am.
If I was up here caping for Hispanic women, you wouldn't even call it pandering. Only when we take.
I would still call it pandering.
I would call it pandering. I would call it pandering.
Pandering.
Fuck no. Okay, I can't. So it was that. So at the end of the day, this is what this is. Brothers like this get sent off. This is a send-off mission to get black men to get black men to stop calling these women out on their hypocrisy, on their lies, and on not bringing any tangibles, and leaving you and taking half the shit on the way out the door if you have anything to take. And more often than not, you definitely have more to take than she do. Let me say this to this brother. The assumption is that the women are entering in relationship with you in good faith, in situationship with you in good faith. That you just see her as a object to penetrate. And somebody's background. Somebody, I don't know what's going on. Oh, that's you, Ayo. Ayo, your background. Ayo, we cannot hear nothing you saying. Ayo, Yo, I'm getting an echo. I can't hear what you're saying. I'm hearing myself a little bit.
You gotta mute AL.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I had to mute you, AL, because I heard nothing but background and I don't know what's going on. But So I want to emphasize this. Brothers like this, what I would say to you, brother, is if you're married, ask your wife if you can have girlfriends, because we ain't going. If you are not married, if your wallet can afford it, you should take on 10 and 15 and as much as your wallet can handle of women, because the masses of us ain't going. We're not going. We're not going to be doormats for mean, angry, sassy, rude, entitled, spoiled brats, jealous of white women, ass black women. And they could send a million of you niggas out. We still ain't going. Let me say this one more thing, Cam. I see you got it. My problem with this framing is the assumption that the women are entering whatever situation in good faith, and it's the women objectifying. Excuse me, it's the men objectifying the women. It's the men who see the women as nothing but objects to penetrate, and the women don't see you as a walking wall and an overglorified guard dog. The women are justified in being mean. The women are justified in being assholes. The women are justified in talking to you crazy. You have to understand, man. Why don't you understand why she's talking to you and she's being an asshole? Why don't you understand why she's being dismissive? Why don't you understand that? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Go ahead, Candace. Go ahead.
Well, first off, his prayers ain't gonna reach the ceiling because he's not even speaking to us because he's speaking. He's doing his due diligence for women, so he can get his super chat, so he can afford that additional camera. That additional camera he got. Yeah, no, it's not even for pussy. It's just for that additional camera he got. Because you can tell he just got a 2-camera setup. Because throughout his 3 minutes, my eyes almost went cross-eyed just by him doing his reverse
when he
shot.
Switched up too many times.
Reverse shot. I'm like, hey, are you the buddy, man? Hey, man, pandering page. You just got that second camera. I said by spouting off this bullshit. But no, them prayers are not going to reach the ceiling. He's doing that. It's not even for the men no more. Yep. It isn't because you can step outside. Oh, this chick's still gonna be mean to me. All right, let me go back inside. Wait on GTA 6. What these panderers are doing that literally for now is just the due diligence. It's like a checkbox. Okay, I said niggas ain't shit. Okay, how many niggas I say was gay? Okay, 50%. Good. Okay, how many I say was in jail? 70%. All right. Okay. I'm rounding third. Let me go ahead and slide in the home. Okay. They work for
Damn, KMS a misandry quota?
Yeah. Done. Super chats. I get my second camera.
A misandry
Wait. We got to put that in the book. A misandry quota. Them niggas, like Cameron said, they hitting off a checklist. Go ahead, Cameron.
They hitting off a checklist. Look, listen, it's to the point now to where even the women are saying, look, we out of line. So any panders out there, just know they're not. Look, listen.
Hey, let him land.
Hold on, listen. No one is talking to black men no more. Everybody's talking to black women. Either they're talking to them as bitch, you the problem, or they talking to them to get the super chats. Like Ed said it best. Ed said it first, and when it becomes viral, we need to quote Ed on this. It's not black fatigue. It's black woman fatigue. And the more you think about it, the more that's more true than not. Everybody tired of these hoes. Everybody. And I'll land there.
Go ahead, AB, and then we got Lion.
No, Lion can go.
Okay. Go ahead, Lion. And then we got Better You. Lion, and then we got Passport OG, and then we got Better You. Go ahead.
Why is it always you mayonnaise looking ass Negroes talking like that?
That's funny.
Why is it always y'all? It's always a prototype. You got the dreads, you got the lineup, you don't even have a full beard, and you got a mustard hoodie on. Like, dude.
Mustard on the beat. Go ahead.
Like, dude, like, come on. Like, this pandering shit. Aren't y'all niggas tired of pandering? Like, tell me you're
no, for real though. You sound exhausted. You sound exhaused, Lion. You're like, God damn, I'm tired of these niggas. Go ahead.
Like, I'm so tired of like this.
I feel this pain though.
You don't think the women know? Here's the thing. You don't think the women know you're pandering to them by now?
I think that's the point. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah.
Feel good.
Though I feel his pain. This is getting old.
Well, this is what holding black. Let me say this real quick. This is what holding black men accountable looks like. To black women, this no. Actually, would be holding black men accountable is stomping niggas out. That's really what they want. They want niggas like this to stomp your random black men out, especially those of you that have the unmitigated gall to be stable and above and have non-black girlfriends. I'm looking at you, Line. So look, so them, that's what they really want. That's what. But short of that, this is what holding y'all need to hold them accountable. Y'all need to. This is what it looked like. Go ahead.
But I mean, I got two questions, and one's for men and one's for women. I'm like, to this dude, I'm like, all right, if dudes are a bunch of lames would be synonymous with rejects, right? What the hell do you care what a bunch of rejects do or don't do?
Ooh, yeah, that's true.
And the question is for women, or mainly black women. Okay, say we accept it. Black men are failed patriarchs. We're all these negative things. Okay, fine. Why can't y'all get better men? Like, why? We already know the numbers. Why can't y'all get better men?
Because they ain't got nowhere else to go.
Because I know that, but I swear to you, like I was in another chat because there's another streaming, there's another like a panel discussion, and I was in the chat just freaking sniping them because one woman, I'm pretty sure she's a black woman, sent the super chat saying black men are failed patriarchs and this, that, and the third. I directly added her. I was like, okay, then why can't y'all get better men? I never got an answer.
You're not gonna get an answer. They have no answer.
I was like,
no. They have an answer, but it'll hurt their ego, so they pretend like they don't have an answer.
I have the answer for them. I'll go ahead and say it because at this point, I'm totally done with all this. They're insubordinate. They're simply as insubordinate. I'm at the point now to where here's
not insubordinate.
I mean, here's the thing. We know the answer. We know the answer. I want.
Let Kim explain that, and you got to learn.
Here's where I'm at this point going forward. If a woman, if any man the woman's having sex with, that is her leader, and any man the woman gives a child to, that's her supreme leader. These chicks are insubordinate because if you're going to give the guy the opportunity for progeny, which is almost like immortality in the sense you really think about it, that is your leader. I mean, at least I hope it is, or you just pick bad leaders, or you don't believe in leadership, the leadership dynamic altogether. So all these chicks are insubordinate. They are. If a chick if I find a chick is having sex, I'm like, okay, so that man you having sex with, that's your leader. Why aren't you following him? Why aren't you doing as he asks? Oh, and don't let him find out that a woman has a child. Your baby daddy, that is your supreme leader. Anything he says, you need to do. Because if you thought enough of this man or thought less of yourself to give him immortality, which is more or less him going to pass his genes on to the next generation, that is your leader. And I'm going to hold you accountable based on the people you follow. And that's their problem. They either pick bad leaders, or B, don't want to be led. So they're done. They're cooked.
That's fair, but I swear to you, KMS, I was spamming the entire chat, even not only the women who sent that super chat, even the women that agree with him. I was like, agree with her. I was like, okay, cool. I want this question answered. Why can't y'all get better men?
Number one.
Like somebody answer this question. Nice hoodie. Nice hoodie, by the way, y'all.
I have the answer. And on three, can the church say woo? 1, 2, 3.
Woo!
Yeah. Number one.
Nice hoodie, by the way, dog.
No. Oh, man. One of the funniest things I've ever told a person, especially a rude person on duty who was threatening bodily harm to yours truly, when I told him I would smack a Mangekyo Sharingan out of his ass, one, he laughed because he
you will slap his pupils off? That's hysterical.
Damn, fucked up.
I was gonna slap a different fucking structure of his pupils. When you tell a person I'm gonna slap a Mangekyo Sharingan out of your ass, and he was like, damn. He said, I'm not bad. I didn't mean to disrespect you like that. God damn. Like when you're gonna get visual jitsu out of a slap, that's a powerful slap. Number one, black men cannot be failed patriarchs. You know why? We were never patriarchs to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, why can't black women get better men? Simple answer, because you're not better women. Number three, let's get to the fundamental flaw. If your baby daddy ain't shit, then I guess you must be a toilet because you're the receptacle.
Yeah.
So,
not how I said it, but it's similar.
You can't see. Here's the thing: not all men are leaders. Not all women are followers. Let's look at this. Women don't listen to their concubines. Just like I'm not listening to my side bitch. So why would you listen to somebody that's beneath you or perception of beneath you? But here's the dichotomy in this. Do men date up or down?
Down.
Do women date up or down?
Up.
By that logic alone,
It's not up enough, Charles. It's not up enough. Pause.
But you only need 1 degree to
Charles, you got the window down. You buffering like a mug.
Well, the door's open. Well, you got to think about this, right? By that answer, every man you dealt with was beneath you. So, was above you actually. So, one thing about it's the Michelle Obama thing. In their mind, it's called bitterness. Okay, I can't outrank this nigga for shit. That's why you always ask. They always ask, especially if they have other kids and multiple baby dads.
Don't talk about Michelle Obama like that.
Listen, you're not gonna spread shit on Michael's name. No, she's a woman. Just joking. But here's the fact of the matter, right? I would be mad too if I was like overweight, the least attractive. And it's not like you're not attractive because you're just plain Jane out of there. You're unattractive because you don't want to put effort into your body or your attitude. Like I said,
Charles, we cannot hear you. That you said the door open. That went. Yeah.
You underwater,
that went killing you right now.
I can, but I would like to speak to.
What about now?
Now you clear. Go ahead, finish. Land with that, Charles, so we could get KMS and then we'll move around because better you ain't say nothing yet. Go ahead.
Like I said, there's nothing more beautiful than the planet than a fit black woman with a great attitude. Why do you refuse to be such? Because this is how you really think of you. Their perception of the world is not the perspective of the world, okay? They feel ugly, so they're gonna become ugly. Because why should I go up in status when I want everybody to come down to me? But go ahead.
Oh no, I greatly appreciate it. I would like to speak to your points, and I do agree with your point. Just to your points, you're saying that if women are either involved with their concubines, which they shouldn't respect, or they're dating hypergamously. To my point, I say this. Okay, then she's either insubordinate because she's dealing with someone who's better than her, and that's her leader she's looking up to, and she's being insubordinate, or she's a fool in dating and mating with her own concubine. So it's a situation on where they're cooked. And I honestly believe, and to your point saying there's nothing more beautiful than an in-fit cooperative black woman, I totally agree with that. I also believe that black women are just double downing on wasting their youth. And I think that at this point, they have a culture of just being slothful, laziness. And that's kind of why I kind of think that's why they kind of rally around Angel Reese. Angel Reese is the poster child of I'm just here. I'm just showing up. You need to protect me and defend me and exalt me just for being here. She is not good at basketball. Okay, well, let me put it this way. Let's just say she's a lawyer. Let's just say she's a good lawyer. She's good enough to get paid. But is she Johnny Cochran? Fuck no. But she's wanting us to treat her as if she's Johnny Cochran. Well, bitch, then you got to put up Johnny Cochran results. She is in the WNBA. That's all I can say about her at this point. But she's just there, and she's wasting away her talents. And if she don't figure it out within 2 years, she's not going to be in the WNBA. And then she's going to be a washed-up has-been, but it's going to be everyone else's fault. She's going to be the only one dealing in racism in a predominantly black league.
When you get a chance, Camus, when you're done with your statement, read this super chat because I think it goes to what you was talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, and if you extrapolate it out, how many black women do you know like that? How many black women do you know at 23 they were absolute smoke show, and then at 28 they're almost all fupa, or they weaponize their intelligence and now they're insufferable, or they price themselves out the market. Yeah, no. And to Jones's point, the term you're looking for is malicious
Williams like that.
Yeah, malicious compliance. No, yeah, you're absolutely right. So that's kind of what I wanted to really just speak to it about. I mean, we're kind of really reducing this down to just binary at this point. It's they're just cooked.
Can I bounce off of KMS's point right there? Because
Yep.
So earlier you're talking about Joy. Was it not Joy?
Joy Taylor.
Joy Taylor. I don't know how many of you guys have siblings, and maybe your sibling was more popular. They got better grades, but you just happen to be the star of the basketball team. Like you were really good at one thing, right? I think that's why she's pissed off. Like it's like that the thing you play with the black guys that go to Germany, right? Like I got all this. I've got good grades. I got my degree. I got all of this stuff. But these guys can just go over there and they're on easy street. Like she watched her brother be the man. And now she got to go into the rest of this world. And why aren't any of these dudes looking at me like I'm the chick? And it eats them up. It's eating her up.
I can answer to that. I can answer that with an analogy. It was on one of BGS's streams. The movies, the show Snowfall. You got Jerome, and you have his wife, and they're getting. There was a vignette in there where they were getting into it, and Jerome's wife, she was upset about well, anytime they when they see us, they only see me.
Mm-hmm.
They only see me. But then they cut, and Jerome kind of processed it. But then they cut to another scene where Jerome was out there handling business. And I think the point that they don't realize is that women aren't willing to pay for it. They're not. The reason why they moved when Jerome said move, because Jerome was willing to beat your fucking ass if you didn't do it. Jerome was willing to be the final boss. Jerome was willing to pay. These women aren't willing to pay. These women want the power, but then they want to call someone else up to deal with the consequences of holding the power.
Yep.
You extrapolate that out to their whole world vision. They're in Germany complaining about why they ain't getting chosen. Well, bitch,
I gotta play it. I gotta play KMS, because I gotta play it. There you go.
In Germany are treated way differently than black women in Germany. Black men are appreciated in Germany. Black men are put in a cultural sense, in a societal sense, you are seen as interesting, whereas black women are seen as lesser.
An experience,
a novelty in which you can approach voyeuristically, and it's dehumanizing. I was a member at Soho House, and I remember seeing a black man sitting there, and there was all these white women around him glorifying him, gawking at the fact that he was existing. And I think black men need to acknowledge that their lived experience in Germany is disproportional to that of a black woman in Germany.
Let me answer that real quick.
Go ahead, Charles, and then we'll get KMS again. Go ahead, Charles.
Get to that. It takes a fool not to realize you have God on earth. You know why? Have you ever been to Germany? Anybody here?
No, not me.
I've been twice. Once for wrestling, once for the military. I literally walked off the street at 16 years old wrestling, freestyle wrestling, internationally. And, shout out to freestyle wrestling, because your boy was at 3.5% body fat. Good God, looked like an anatomy chart. But the point that I'm making is, where in my hometown of Baltimore, chicks would ignore me because, one, they have this pseudo arrogance. I go over there, to them, I look like God. And you got to remember, for all you history buffs, it wasn't white boys who were going through the most dangerous concentration camps. It was the blacks who were sent on the most dangerous missions. So, when you go see the memorial to the liberators, right? The black soldiers that freed all the captives in the concentration camps. What can you do but admire this motherfucker? How can you liberate us when you're not even truly liberated in your country of origin? How are you the only people on the planet to ever equal the slave master when you were the slave. Like, you're just this. How do you live? How do you exist? You were supposed to die out 200 years ago, but you're thriving. Of course, you're interesting. See, we want to talk about disproportionate. What happens when the rules are not rigged in your favor? That's what she really said. Because y'all don't give a fuck when you're in America. You're taking your men to child support, child custody, divorce court. It's rigged in your favor. So when the table is even, when everything's wiped off the board and said we're starting on neutral ground, you can't compete.
Charles, there's something that Charles, you said something, and then KMS got it, and we got to get Pastor OG left already. Then we got to get better. You said something. God on earth. What's more powerful than getting God to bow? What's more powerful than divorcing God and getting the court system to make him pay me alimony? What's more powerful than that?
Well,
what's more powerful than getting God to cry because I just got him arrested?
Well,
what's more powerful, man? Yeah, go ahead.
You got to think about this, Z. A lot of times when you look at Batman v Superman, the movie was so complex it flew over people's heads. What did Lex Luthor say about the painting? The thing about it is, devils never come from the ground; they come from the sky. So in order for me to even interact with you, I got to come down on Earth. I got to come down to Earth to the mortal people. So when we go anywhere else on this planet, and I'm not into interracial dating, I'm not knocking it either. Just me. I will get looks from women all around the world. Like, you're such a, think about it. God rest my grandfather's soul. This month will be 1 year that he passed. And it's funny that even in his 90s, women were complimenting him on, that's such a beautiful man. And it's crazy that a man in his 90s was getting these compliments. And women were just, he was married to a woman my mother's age.
But Charles, let me say this once again, I played this, I spammed the hell out of this button the other day. I gotta do it again today. To that lady in Germany, I gotta say this to you.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad.
They fucked up, but they let you get that clip.
Hey, bro, that's too damn. I can't say it the way he said. I'm not an old, probably racist white man. I'm not one of those. That's too damn bad. I can't say it like him.
They don't want to say it.
Congratulations to Mr.
I agree with KMS on that one, by the way. Wait, say that again. Say that again, Charles.
Congratulations to Mr. Z finally using technology and shit.
Hey, bro. Hey, no, oh man, I'd have spammed some of these buttons to the nth degree. But yeah. Let's let Better You go ahead. Go ahead, Better You.
You know, speaking of these dynamics, you comparing it to God and everything, I actually have a little bit different parallel. It's like, imagine King Vegeta, Bardock, Paragus, Broly, Kakarot, Vegeta, Nappa, all of them sitting there, and Goldo comes down saying, "Hello, monkeys."
I mean, look, man. Didn't you see that with Remy Ma and Papoose? She called her own husband ugly. She called her own husband ugly, and had contempt for him. I agree with Jason Black. You watch this dude spark out the side dude. This dude held it down for you when you were gone. It don't matter if he was smashing another chick. He probably was. And you watch this dude. I agree with Ed. He checked off. He did the pro-black thing. You see him with another black woman, darker than a brown paper bag. Everything. And you called your own husband ugly. And you the one who publicly stepped out on him.
Insubordinate.
Hey, bro.
Insubordinate.
Insubordination. Hey, I'm still in that, by the way, Camus, because that's the principal would say. Insubordination.
It's true.
What?
Everybody has to play.
Wait. Let's let Better You go finish with that, and then we got everybody else. Go ahead, Better You.
No, it's true because everybody has to play their position, and this is the thing with women like these, who they want the title, they want the position, they don't want what comes with it. And I'll say this: I don't think it's purely.
That shit again because it flew over their heads.
I don't think it's purely a woman thing. If you pay attention, especially with athletics, to like some of the younger cats, matter of fact, Lil Bitch James is a prime example of it. You want people to call you the fucking GOAT, but you don't want to put in no goddamn work.
You gotta pay. The boss pay. The boss pay.
I agree with Better You on that. It's not just the woman thing. I agree with him on that. Go ahead.
You gotta think about it. It's predominantly the woman thing. Let me tell you why.
Say that.
Are women more caring about money or titles?
Titles all day, every day.
A bitch would rather make $50,000 a year as long as she's the director of a daycare. With that name, director, I've literally made 3 times as much as that in 1 year just being a lonely beat cop. Okay, patrolman. So men will clean sewers.
Hey, I'm probably gonna board Charles. You got it until I get into a clearer place, but I'm gonna probably board. Go ahead.
All right, Commandant on deck. You gotta look at it, fellas. She's gonna call him ugly, but nobody ever called Remy Ma pretty. I want you to think about that. Nobody ever called her pretty, fine as shit. And then
I find Remy Ma attractive. I ain't gonna lie. Physically, I find her attractive. I can't do shit with her though.
Yeah, from the neck down. But that's the problem. Black men are the garbage men of the dating world. I gotta remind you. We give the benefit of the doubt to those who don't have any. We gotta look at this, right? He's actually got a better woman than the wife he just left. I got a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-time undisputed in 3 different weight classes, world champion, Remy Ma. You're literally nothing for me. It's like Skeletor in the Masters of the Universe movie. What consequence are you to me now? But go ahead, bro.
But here's the whole thing. She don't even have to be all that. All she got to do is be agreeable and on his program. I mean, once again, Barack Obama got bitch problems, and Michelle's the most notified, most well known, and most according to power, one of the most powerful black women on the planet. You know, it don't matter who it don't matter who Papoose new chick is in relation to anyone else.
But here's the question, my brother. Got to break out the bean pies and the turkey bacon. Listen, can Barack get a better woman?
Fuck yeah.
Can she get a better man?
Fuck no.
No.
That's the problem. I'd be mad as a motherfucker too if I was stuck in that fucking concept. You can't outrank me. You know why?
No.
Because have you ever had a chance to be around your girl, your wife? And I swear, this is the part where I said it best. A lot of niggas need to know how it feels for women to lust after you. Not love you, not like you, but lust after you. You want to get fucked like you never been fucked before? Watch when all the other women are drooling over you and you with your girl. She's gonna fuck you to make sure you can't cheat. She will make your balls emptier than a fucking than your direct deposit when it's bill day.
Let me speak to that, Mr. Faulkner. We do know we do know about your exploits with the ladies, but you know we ain't no man, we ain't no lames with here, nigga. Nah, I've been there.
No, trust me. So am I lying?
No, you're not.
That's the point I'm making. There's certain shit that upsets me when I tell people.
Look, I don't know nothing about you 3-figure guys. I don't know nothing about. I don't know about that life. Y'all go ahead and keep that. I don't know nothing about that 3-figure life.
I ain't complaining either.
I can't speak to my past too much, but let's just say I've ran into women and I forgot that I've met them before, and I'll leave it right there.
You know the thing that I think really pisses off Michelle with the Barack situation is the fact that she can't get a better guy if she knows Barack can get a better lady, and also Barack don't give a fuck that she salty about it. I think that's like the coup de grace for her.
I agree with you on that. I think
I
Barack
agree.
is keeping up pretenses, but as soon as that camera go off, I don't think he really gives a shit.
Michelle, can you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to watch basketball here. If you're salty, can you put that bitch on the tablet?
Let me say this, Charles, because I think this is important that we say. We're using Michelle Obama as an avatar. This is black women's problem. Black women's fundamental problem is they don't have nowhere else to go in mass, and black men do. Going to what Charles said a bit earlier, they do have God on earth, and they resent it. See, that sounds backwards as hell. I know. They do have God on earth. Their natural counterpart, and they resent it. They don't have nowhere else to go. That's why they keep on throwing some mythical, magical white man in your face. Because if they deal with the extra average Bob, then why the hell did they leave in the first place? Right? They don't have nowhere else to go, but you can. And they resent that fact. They resent it, and they resent it so much they won't even tell you that that's the real issue. I could go get me a white man or a Latino man or an Asian man. Go do it then.
Why do you think? Why do you think they hate you so much? You got all, and this is the reason why. What does BGS say? Give me the child at 5. I give you the man at 18. Why do you think they beating your head? Don't bring home a white woman. Don't bring even some of my friends. You just need a woman time enough for you. Why do I need a woman time enough for you so we could all be miserable? Why should this is how I like a woman who serves me a plate. You know why? I don't mind changing her tire in the rain. Okay? She gives me inspiration to do it when I give her purpose. Hey, babe, I need you to pick up my dry cleaner. Hey, babe, I need you to iron this for me. Hey, babe, I need you to do that. See, a lot of motherfuckers, I'm going to tell you one of the biggest problems in the black community. You don't give your fucking woman any orders or any missions, and she gets away with it scot-free. Get something out of her ass. If she's going to be a miserable bitch, the least you can do is help with the bills. The least you can do is clean. The least you can do is teach my son or daughter to read. But you're complaining and you're doing shit for the cause. It's a fucking audacity of you motherfuckers. But go ahead, next person.
Hey y'all, let me say this. It's been about 2 weeks, y'all. So guess what Mr. Z in today?
Let's go.
Hysterical. No, we it's a Popeyes run. Look, I'm trying to work on this gut, Charles. So I done cut out the Popeyes. We down to once every 2 weeks. We're gonna try to make it once a month, and we slowing down on everything. Because look, I need to look sexy out here, Charles. I need to look sexy out here.
Hey, I had
a 6-pack of biscuits alone, man.
I had to cut down on soda and sugar dramatically. Like I only do it on days off, and usually it's like 1 or 2 days anyway. Even with liquor, I only drink like on my days off, so I don't have to deal with as much stress being with the department where you might need a shot or 3 coming from like what happened. Had to see a baby that was sciatic. It's not cute, and like I tell people, I said, and I'm gonna give black men this little bit of advice: have a hobby that's outside of work, outside of your children, outside of your woman.
Just make sure it's not cars because it's expensive. I'm telling y'all. Don't make it cars. Don't be me.
Well, mine are guns, video games, and comics and comic paraphernalia. So trust me, that sort of woman's sitting on my wall ain't cheap. Can't wait till I get the sort of power. I wonder if I have the power to universe.
Let me read this from Dre real quick. Dre said, "Yet another light skinned elf." Look, the brother was light skinned, but it ain't only light skinned niggas sounding like that. Y'all heard FD. FD ain't light skinned. It ain't only light skinned niggas sounding like that. It's a square man thing, or they pandering, bro. Let me tell you something. These brothers know better. FD know better. He definitely knows better. They pandering, bro. They pandering. So it ain't a light skin thing though. It ain't a skin tone thing. Go ahead.
Hold on, wait a second, Z. I gotta stop you right there. As part of the Dark Skinned Brothers Committee, I nominate FD and all the other sipping ass niggas as honorary light skinned niggas. We don't want them. They out of the delegation.
Don't call that nigga Drake. Don't call him Drake, bro. That nigga don't even like Drake like that. Don't call that nigga Drake. Don't call him Drake, bro.
So nobody's gonna mention the whoosh thing I've seen this week after watching that video of what's his name, Cass's friend on Twitter.
Oh yeah, Alex Fines. Yeah. Yep.
I watched
they love that. They love that.
I watched Fast Food OG's video, and then guess who was in it? Randy Rosario saying, "Oh, y'all motherfuckers, the only reason y'all can't support him is because y'all ego." I'm like, whoa! If this is not the worst example I've seen of "Don't judge my past."
But that is what it is. No, the women are saying I made it really explicit and sexually explicit on purpose because I want you to appreciate this. I want to make it real visceral for men. You're supposed to let them ride your face right after she came from the next dude house. This is for them. It's accept me with all the flaws, and that's how I'm truly woman. It doesn't matter that I literally just came from his house. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to give you what I gave him. It doesn't matter. You're not getting the enthusiasm he got. It doesn't matter.
It's not
accept it anyway. Go ahead.
It's the choice theory in feminism, which says that any choice that a woman has is valid, and therefore, to condemn any of her actions would kind of be like condemning feminism. Hey, again, I'm just explaining it. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's what the idea is. So this notion that women's bodies don't belong to anyone and they should be free to quote unquote express themselves, that is their manifestation of their choices, that they should be able to choose to do all these things, and men can only do anything except accept it. It's the only thing they can do.
But what does it say when your wife is what does it say when your wife is supporting? What does it say when your wife is supporting that stuff?
Here's the thing. Go ahead, Ben. Ask that again.
No, I'm saying, what does it say when your wife is supporting that stance, though?
Your wife? Well, I would recommend anyone date a feminist or anyone with feminist inclinations, because you don't know really what you're getting into. Because this is one thing about the left that I have a big issue with. They do shell game, right? They present an idea, but the idea is camouflaged within what the core ideas that what they really believe. Prime example with transgenderism.
I agree.
They'll tell you that transgenderism is about people, being able to live their authentic selves. But it's really about gender abolition. It's about destroying asymmetries. It's about getting rid of the binary. It's about rooted in neo-Marxism and critical theory. They're not going to tell you that, though, because they don't want to scare you. And that's the thing. So what a feminist is going to tell you is about equality, but it's not about equality. It's about thumbing the scale inside of women, privileging women, and in fact, women can do whatever they want, and men must accept it, or they're patriarchal oppressors. That's what's really about.
I'm glad. Wait. Let me say that something, because I'm glad you mentioned it. For them, it really is. I should be able, and like Socrates was saying, I should be able to express whatever version of me that exists. The problem that women run into is that men are also thinking, feeling, moving, breathing human beings who can reject that. Like I've said this, I'll need to say it again, slow. Shout out to Charles, and I need to say it for the people in the back. They're begging the institutions and the systems to break you for them.
Okay,
it's not fair that you get to, because for them, the men having your own opinions and moving different and not adhering to the feminist worldview, where she can literally, like, I'm joking, but I'm not joking. She can literally ride your face right after the other dude, then, all up in her, and you're supposed to accept that. That's it. Why not?
Because you're supposed to validate her, and you're supposed to not produce more ideas that create social bias by condemning her and slut-shaming her, or even opposing her. You're in essence implying that what she did was wrong, and that creates social bias, and that's oppression and patriarchy. Again, this is not my ideas. This is what they believe.
No,
And
I
the
agree
problem
with
that
you.
I
No,
have
no,
with people
yeah, I
is
agree.
that a lot of people don't know what they're really saying because they play the word games like 1984 Orwell, right? Words don't mean the same thing.
Yeah. Double speak.
Violence, oppression, yeah, double speak. So you think you're having one conversation, but they're saying completely something different. You think you understand each other, but you don't.
Wait, let me say this. Not Charles. Ed was speaking to this earlier, and this is something that I've spoke to. I think Jason Black has spoken to this also. It's what they're saying and what they mean, right? What they're hoping to work towards. This is what you're saying right now, Socrates. Like what they're
Right.
working towards, right? So there's where we are right here, but this is to breadcrumb us into a different place, right? That's what's said or what's implied, what's suggested. And I would argue this, and I know a lot of people may disagree with it. Brothers might disagree with this in particular. Your average black woman don't even really appreciate what the fuck actually is being said. She's just waking up and defending the position. And that's why you see the women doing this weird thing where they're screaming because they hate the environment while also low key and advocating for it. They really actually hate this shit. Your average black woman hate this shit, but we got to defend black women. Bitch, you realize you defending your right to be miserable. Yes, but
No,
I
no, 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 no,
don't
no.
want to be
Not just
miserable.
that.
But you defending that shit though. Go.
They're defending their right to be degenerates. They're defending their right to have no
Yes.
standards. They're defending their right to be a mascot for just ruinous debauchery, right? Again, like the statue in New York Times Square of a fat black woman looking nonchalant and doesn't care. How is that helping you? It doesn't help you. And that's what I don't realize. Like you're promoting things that literally does not help you, but you're doing it because they pitch you in this gauntlet where it's men against women. So I know in that situation, and it was so strange because this is why I'm like, this is so self-defeating. If you pit people or cast the lens or cast the perception that it's men against women, at what point do men realize, oh, I got to choose a man's side because he's a man?
So the whole goal was to get you to not do that, but allow them to do that, right?
Yeah, I understand that, but how is that possible? Once men
It's not.
recognize, like, oh, you're choosing the woman because she's a woman, so I'm supposed to choose the man because he's a man.
Well, we're dealing with that now, right? We're dealing with that now, and I really do see this as a radical. Like I'm putting my tinfoil hat on now, and this is going to the clip I played with the brother with the yellow hoodie on. It is a radical feminist plot in my mind because it's supposed to be a gender war, and then the women are supposed to pick their side and then get comfortable munching on each other. Like I think with radical feminists, their biggest issue is that, excuse my language, everyone, I got to be vulgar with this. Women still want to get fucked. And so what the goal is here now is to take everything from men and leave them with nothing. And we're going to increase the amount of same-sex loving women, and we're going to increase the amount of women who who are, whether they want to or not, will effectively exploit men for their resources.
Yeah, but same-sex
It's not going to work for women, is what I'm saying, because men like what you're saying will real quick. Wait, men are going to appreciate what's going on. And it won't work for women, but it'll work for the women that want this. It'll work for them. It won't work for the masses of women. That's why when you hear me say like these other women are perfectly okay watching women be miserable and be cannon fodder for their gender war. Kim Foster's okay with watching other black women be miserable. Chrissy is okay with watching other black women be miserable. Women like that are okay with that. They're okay. They as a matter of fact, they're desirous of that because for them to spite black men, it's okay that other women are miserable, single, lonely, or being the sexual plaything for non-black dudes or getting passed around. But as long as you don't commit to a man, have his children, be in marriage with him, and God forbid, do this whole quote unquote he leads you thing, they're okay with watching other black women be miserable. I'll pause right there. Go ahead.
But how does it? But it seems like a weird. It's like a Pokemon game when the Pokemon hurts itself when it's its own attack.
Oh yeah.
Because
self-destruct,
like,
self-destruct, yeah. But remember what self-destruct does, though. Remember what does self-destruct do? It kills the other. Now in real life, it kills you first, but in the Pokemon, it kills the other person first and then kills you. It kills the other Pokemon and then kills you.
But no. There's two. There's self-destruct, but it's also if you confuse the Pokemon and he does attack, he can hurt himself, right? And it doesn't hurt the other opponent. because he's confused.
Mhm.
So my position is that doing this to black women doesn't hurt black men directly, because black men can get other women.
Yeah. Well, and but that goes back to what me and Charles and everyone was speaking about earlier. That's the issue. That's what me and KMS was speaking about, and Better You. That's the issue. And that's what we were saying, tying that to Barack. Michelle could end up with Michelle could end up with a white dude that she would have to pay, but she won't end up with another president.
No.
Right?
She will.
Whereas, let me learn with this. Because this is the important part. But we already know Barack dating history. We already know he could go out there and meet him another small hat. Remember what the rumor was a few months ago about who he was with, and we still didn't get no confirmation that he wasn't with her. Did any of y'all hear anything different? Because I didn't get no confirmation that he wasn't with her.
I don't know. I got confirmation he was.
See? You see?
And this is why the tension with feminism will never be resolved, because fundamentally men and women can't be equal in the way they want and feminists want. And the reason why men and women can't be equal the way feminists want is because men and women are different. Meaning that a man like Obama, who's prominent, who's wealthy, who's thin, conventionally attractive, he has top billing and choices amongst women, from a woman who works at McDonald's to a CEO of Magellan Fund. Right? He can date them all.
Let me say this real quick, Socrates.
Go ahead.
Hey, Dusty Hotep, I'm just saying. I ain't gonna say, but I'm just saying. Go ahead.
What's up?
No, I ain't put it on the screen, but I'm just saying, Dusty Hotep. I'm just saying, that's what we heard. That's what we heard. Go ahead, Socrates.
Okay. So, but then you have Michelle Obama, who, yes, she's prominent in the sense that she's attached to a very prominent man. She has acolytes because of the association, and she has her own money. Let's say she has half of the wealth net worth they have. But because of how she looks and the fact that she is a woman, she cannot get her counterpart who has any status like that. The likelihood is very low. And that's something that feminism cannot resolve. Feminism is not going to make a man who has means and choices choose a Michelle over another woman. It's not going to happen.
You know, the thing I've kind of been wondering. Let me bounce this question off you, brothers. The thing I've kind of been wondering with the whole they having Barack and Michelle having certain issues with their marriage and whatnot. I kind of think her not going with him was where she tried to flex. And I think Barack let the whole thing happen with him and the white actress get out in response like, bitch, I'll do this in your face. Because I know you can't go nowhere.
I don't know. I think I often think that their relationship is fake, and she's his beard of some sorts. But I think that she didn't understand the implications of that going into it, and now she has buyer's remorse.
You hold up. So you think how to say it? You think Barack and Diddy go to the Diddy party?
Oh, absolutely.
I think he's done it before. I don't know if he's done it in the past 20 years, but yeah.
Absolutely. First of all, think about it. Think about it. Number one, these are all facts. These are facts that I'm doing. Not speculation. These are facts. Fact number one, he was associated with a prominent gay person in Chicago who died as soon as he announced he running for presidency.
Hey, bro, we don't talk about that over here, Socrates. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly. Fact number two.
Let's just say the Clintons ain't the only ones getting people missing out here. Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. And fact number two, the young man who died, his mother said he died for Obama. Fact number two. Fact number three, Obama in his biographer said that he makes love to men in his mind when he was in college. Whatever you take that to me, what you want is what he said out of his own mouth. Fact number four, there was a chef, a black chef, who knows how to swim, but apparently drowned on his estate. And when I see these things, I'm like, first of all, you have who? I don't have any mysterious deaths around me. Mrs. Z, do you have any mysterious deaths around you?
No.
I don't know anyone who has mysterious deaths around them. How come you have two mysterious deaths around you? Two. Not just one, but two. That's very strange, bro. And I'm like, come on. And the other facts is that there's no president in history that did more for the LGBTQ community than Barack Obama.
True, but
He
I think
passed
that
Title IX.
that was part of the mandate, though. I think that was part of the mandate. That was part of what got him. Ain't no pun, but that was part of what got him in. So yeah.
No. It wasn't what got him in because a lot of the legislation was passed in his second term.
No, I'm saying no, but still, no. Those are some of the people that Yeah. No, I'm agreeing with you, but yeah, that was part of the mandate. That's part of the. Hey, bro, I mean, I want to say
yes.
pun with this. Like you scratch my back, I scratch your back. That's probably all over there. I mean, that's put in there,
Okay.
right?
So
Yeah.
yes.
Put baby all on you. You
So
put
my
baby all on me.
yeah. So my thing. Yeah. My thing is that I don't think that Obama and Michelle have a conventional relationship like that. I don't think they ever did, and I think she's upset about that. But I think that's what she signed up for, and I do believe that he is at least bisexual, 100%. But I'm not judging him for that.
I
I'm
don't
just
think
saying,
I don't
yeah.
think they're the only one though. I think when you get into those type of relationships, I think all of that is like convenience, power, agreements. I mean, Bill and Hillary, I think Bill and Melinda Gates when they were married, I like bro, like it. I don't think any of that on that level is just lust that turned to love, that turned to marriage.
Hundred
Like
percent,
yeah,
100%, Mrs. Z. But the thing is that those women you mentioned, like Bill Gates, Melinda Gates, stuff like that,
Melania
they're a
and
culture.
Donald Trump is definitely not no ooey gooey gushy love thing.
Sure, sure, sure,
That
sure,
ain't no.
sure. But what I'm saying is that they're acculturated for that. Michelle is from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she grew up privileged, so she's not necessarily acculturated to believe that marriage is a functional thing, as opposed to a romantic, personal thing.
I can see that. I, I think it's also she has a little bit of lust for power, but I definitely see that.
Mm, yeah. Let me read this real quick. And Afro Merchant says Popeye's fun. Hashtag summer body tax. Look, we in the line right now. All right, and thank you for the super chat, Afro Merchant.
You ain't no summer body text eating on that goddamn death bird. I tell you that much. Keep on eating it. Keep on eating, G. Keep
We
on.
work. We working on eating it. Well, there's a funny in there, but we working on eating it less. And Afro Merchant also says cussing Z tags. Hashtag support Black Men Media. Yeah, hashtag support Black Men Media. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. What else I was gonna say? Because I wanted to. Oh yeah, let me play this. Let me play this. Talking about enraging folks. Hey yo, talking about enraging. Hey yo, said something earlier. Where's that? Where's that damn clip? Where is it? This one? Let's play it.
Only date white men. I don't like black men because of some reason. The white men are straightforward with love. If he doesn't like you, he will tell you he doesn't like you. If he's just using you, at least from day one, you will know he was using you. And you go for it knowing that you're going for what you know. But a black man, he will want to use you, but he won't tell you directly. He'll first use you, then later he will tell you by actions. He won't even say it. He won't reply your messages. He'll just ghost you.
And how many times have you been ghosted by a black man?
Since I've grown up from here, Uganda, obviously from high school, I'm Ugandan. If I say I don't date black men, it doesn't mean that I don't like, I'm a racist. It simply means I'm not interested.
Preference.
Yeah. My first man was a black man. I've tested left and right and prefer right.
You're still attracted to black men.
For satisfaction, it's not bad to go for a black man.
She said, white is right, bro. She's put all the black men in a box and said, you are all like this. You can't do that.
I just don't like people downplaying black people. I'll never come on a podcast and say, I don't like black women, I date white women.
You won't get an Indian saying, I don't like Indians. Like, you know what I'm saying? They won't come out and say it like that.
But I prefer if a woman's up front.
Yes, you will.
We don't waste our
know where
time.
you stand, innit?
We just move on
But
to
are
the
you
next
not just
sister. I'm happy she didn't say, I want mixed race kids. That's why I'm doing it. You know, a lot of people, they fetishize.
But she does though.
I'm going to have light-skinned babies. Nice hair, that's why I want them. At least she's just saying, no, I've dated black brothers and they've ghosted me.
And with that, she sounds like a white racist woman does. She sounds like a racist. When you essentially like, if you want satisfaction, in other words, if you want bedroom fun, you mess with black men, and if you want something serious, you mess with white men. What's the difference between that and what white women be saying? Racist white women be saying. Like, I don't see a difference. I'm black women, you turn into the women that you wish you were. At least. you're psychologically turning into the racist white woman you wish you were. Now, financially, no. Politically, no. Socially, no. But I mean, like, psychologically, you are. And there you go. Go ahead.
I think in part, basically that this is part of the crash out. It was the Faustian bargain that they made with Karen has come to an end, and they really believed that they had been exalted to a position socially that they had not, and now the house is coming crumbling down. You know, even to use the God analogy from earlier, like with all the JRPGs, that the final boss is normally like some type of angelic being, a deity of some sort, and you're a mere mortal. How dare you look at me? How dare you even get in my fucking presence? So I can kind of understand that mental mental response that they go through. And the thing of it is they're realizing now, as they're going through this, they've been taught that, we're all these, first wave feminist white supremacist tropes that they've been using to hit us over the head with. And now they're really realizing, like, oh shit, we ain't got nobody. Because
that's for the one. But their pride and their ego won't let them say that out loud. And I think black women just need to make them mean it. And once again, I keep playing this clip because I want us to make them mean it. Let me play this real quick. If I can find it, that would be great. Okay, let's move away from where.
Hey, hold on, see, you got to slow up on them biscuits, see.
Okay, here you go.
Look at me. If you were single, if you were a single woman in Charlotte, North Carolina, look at me, okay? I was feeling great about myself. I was like, I'm a bad bitch. I'm single. I don't need no man. I actually really would love a man, and I do need a man. But just, this is what we say when we're single and we just want to... Anyway, focus, Medina. Look at me.
So I keep on playing that. You got to make them mean it. We know they full of shit. You got to make them mean it, though. Go ahead, Better.
Nah, I mean, that's pretty much it, though. Exactly like you said. Like, hey, you said all this shit, and guess what? You changed the environment. And we said, I bet it's getting cold outside, baby.
Exactly. Hey, it's freezing out here. It's cold out here, bro. Hey, man. And Sailor Moon out here freezing.
Hey, I'm sitting inside with my hot cocoa looking out the window like, damn, I hate to see it for you.
Hey, you want to know how cold it is outside? We tried to tell them, but they wouldn't listen. Here it goes.
Black women, they are doing the same thing to us that they did to black men 40 years ago, which is pushing us out of the workforce. That's what they did to black men. And that is what caused the major divide within our community with regards to the gender wars. We saw black men the way they wanted us to see them because they didn't have the upward mobility that we had because of our jobs that we were able to get in the federal government. For one, the federal government was one of the biggest job employers for black women, and they're pushing us out left and right. We lost more jobs last month than any other demographic, and those jobs are not coming back. And if they come back, they're not gonna give them to us. I don't care what degree you got, because you can see right now they don't care nothing about those degrees. As soon as we started getting it, they ain't mean anything anymore. I say this to say we gonna have to work with black men. Whatever grief you got with black men, get over it. It's time for us to work together. We need them and they need us, and this is just more proof of that.
Let me read this real quick. And Big Mo says black women can't because they are failed matriarchs, and that I've never really considered that in that way, but I think that's a great terminology, a great word, is that they're failed patriarchs. I mean, excuse me, failed patriarchs. Well, there's an argument they can be failed patriarchs because that's what they talk achieve in a weird way. But yeah, the failed matriarchs. Yeah, no, I never considered that. Go ahead, yo.
I agree with like 90% of what she said. Because to the degree to which, especially in these spaces, the degree to which black women need black men and which black men need black women, while I agree we do need each other, I do not think that it is the same. Because by and large, in a lot of these spaces, you cannot negate the fact that black men basically bogarted their way into a lot of spaces that they frankly just aren't wanted in. And that's a whole lot different than being given a seat at the table. It's a difference between being given and taking. And black men did a lot more taking than being the recipients of things.
I think to be honest with you, I think black women in a weird way are trying to do that also. It's not going to work the same though. It's not going to work the same because it's different temperament, and you don't appreciate that as a woman. There's a way that you can't throw your elbows the way men do, and yeah, it's sexist. Then get the white men to adhere to it. It's not really black men, it's white men. You're not getting white men to move over for you. And so you want to shame black men into doing it for you, but then shame black men. You want to shame black men into doing it for you, but then shame black men. No, absolutely not. Whatever issue you got with Brad and Chad, that's on you, right? That's on you. Yeah, the ladies got some major issues right now. They got some major issues. Somebody said I'm coming in muffled. My apologies. Go ahead, y'all. Let me try to switch mics.
Are you good? I'll let Socrates get in.
Oh, I really believe that the death knell in all this is just when enough black men realize that they don't have to deal. And I've been proclaiming this for quite some time. I always tell black men when these conferences come up that they should experience things outside the black community to have a reference point or to compare and contrast. Because a lot of things that they deal with and a lot of interaction that they have, I believe, only solely exist within the black community, with respect to how the women treat black men. And once you get out and see how other dynamics are, you start to realize, like, wow, I don't have to put up with this. It's not normal.
No, I think a number of black men do realize that. I think that's why the women are flipping out. I think that's why the women are flipping out, because you're getting more and more black men that are dating out. The black men that have the money are doing passport bros. They're dating out. If they don't got it like that, they chilling at the crib. Whatever woman they find, okay enough, they chilling with her. But I said it earlier, you're dealing with a new type of young man, I would say, who's not gonna overexert themselves. Go ahead, yo.
More than that, I think the women realize it. Um, I have a neighbor. She's widowed, but she has a son who's in high school. And I've had a lot of conversations with the young man, had a lot of conversations with her. But one thing that I can really tell motivates her and her actions with her son is she recognizes all this bullshit out here. And she does everything she can to try to get him into these various programs and to give him a leg up on things. So even the women are recognizing this shit. And even when it comes down to him dating and getting with certain girls, she's made it very clear, like, hey, look, some of these bitches you really need to be leaving alone. So like I said, I think it's about to get real cold out here.
It's already cold. I think a lot of the women are frightened. They're frightened. If y'all see, I'm posting, bro. Y'all realize I'm posted in my super chat. Just not my super chat. Sorry, I'm posting in my community tab. More and more, like, what's going on in the environment, what the economic system, what's getting cut, what this, that, a bunch of more sobering things. The women are feeling the environment. That's why that young lady, the clip I've just played with the young lady saying, we lost 106,000 jobs. We need to get good with black men. Right, so like black women are in this world, and like, if black people are largely socioeconomically on the bottom, black women know they just can't admit to you because of the power that would bring to admit to you that they need you. That's all that is, bro. They out here playing Russian roulette with their own life out of pride.
Did you read that article I put in the chat the other day when that person posted about that?
No, why? No, I don't think so.
It is.
Post it again so I could. Yeah, I need to get to it. Yeah.
I'll find it because it is crazy. Because I had heard about that 106,000 jobs figure,
Yeah.
but basically, kind of like in a nutshell,
And
black
it was in
women
1 month,
have,
by the way.
yeah, historically, black women have held more jobs than black men, and there's probably a number of variables that factor into that, such as them being a little bit more numerous than us and all kinds of other things. But that gap damn near shrunk in half in 1 month. So you went from 790 to, I want to say 430 something
Well,
in a
because
month.
if I'm not mistaken, did I watch this or did I read this? They lost 106,000 jobs in just 1 month, but since January, since 2025, it's been 300 and some odd. Let me say this again, and I'm putting once again we have Mr. Z with his tinfoil hat and kufi and durag, tinfoil durag, a tinfoil durag. Z, how the hell? Yep, tinfoil durag. I told y'all, JD Vance and Vivek, they see black women as the face of negative liberty. They see black women as the antithesis of what they're trying to bring about. And when I said that, a few months ago, because it's been more than 2 months. I think I said that like four or 5 months ago. I could smell it, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the funky academic Armio Say Frimpong, I think he made note of this too. I think that he read one of their books, and he could kind of read that through the book too. So like I'm saying this to black women, y'all got to be prepared for this. And I really and I'm saying that, and I really don't know how they could be prepared for this other than being on a black man's program, and maybe you could get subsidized a little bit and get yours. But hey, I keep saying your average black woman is not Kim Foster or Chrissy or Real Talk with Yanni. They're not making no buku money off YouTube where they can live off of. Y'all got okay or cool jobs if you're lucky, making let's say 40,000 to, if you're lucky, 80,000. That's where most black women are somewhere actually between $30,000 to $75,000. That's where most of y'all are, if you're lucky. All right, hey.
And another trend that I haven't heard anybody talk about, but a lot of people, when they do start talking about it, I know they go try to say it's a Trump thing, but it actually started under Biden. And I found this when I started doing research for my news book. But black unemployment has been rising as unemployment has been lowering for the country. And nobody's really talked about that.
And to me, I Tone Talks implied this. Jason Black just said this with his most recent stream, or he implied it too. He didn't say the words I'm about to say. Maybe you're gonna have to find a different type of relationship. And when I say that, I'm not saying it the way Khadijah said it. I'm not saying it the way Kim Foster said it, in that kind of snarky, spiteful way of like, oh, the partner. You can't afford a wife, so you're gonna have to do partner. No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is if what relationship mean is this ever increasing hypergamy, and y'all don't want to engage in intimate relationship with black men if they're not paying exorbitantly for your ass, or if they're not forking over as much as they can without dying of starvation to subsidize your ass, if that's what it is for you and you're not willing to do something else and cooperate, then starve then, or go be the sexual plaything for the white dude hoping he marry you and pay for everything. That's what it is. Because I said this earlier, and I think for a lot of men, black men, y'all don't want to say that. Mr. Zia say it. I can't afford your ass, bitch. If this is what, if for you ain't doing relationship, you're not doing marriage unless a nigga paying for you exorbitantly, and then you could show your ass and be a little rude, disrespectful asshole because you don't get to be the elite white women, then I'm okay with telling you that I can't afford your ass. And then you just got to deal with what you got to deal with outside of that. Because let me be very clear. If we're not in relationship, I'm not doing shit with you unless I'm piping. There is nothing else. There is no, well, we'll see. No, there is nothing else. Right? So, hey, that's how Z operate. I don't know about everybody else. Yeah, that's how it is for Z. If you're not on my program, there is no weird way that I'm a pay and then I'm paying it forward and then maybe we get into a relationship or no, bro. All that other lame shit that other people are on, Mr. Z ain't doing it. Right. I'm not engaging. Right. So as a matter of fact, let me see. Am I going in there? No, I ain't gonna do it. Well, yeah. Y'all go ahead. Okay, all right, Mr. Z talking himself. All right, let me read some of these super chats because we're gonna have to end out in a minute. Is Mr. Z got something to do in about 30 minutes. Y'all give Z a second. Somebody say something. Y'all got my thing quiet as hell.
Hey, what's up, no placeholder? How's it going, man?
Things are good. I actually just came in to talk about the Joy Taylor situation because in my opinion, I think Joy Taylor is the epitome of what drives these women to make these terrible decisions. Because when you look at Joy Taylor, just like Mr. Z said, she is quite attractive female for her age. She's 38 years old. And she looks nice, man. So even without the makeup, and saying that she looks even better with the makeup. And so it's like what happens is that you get a female like her that can actually exemplify all the things within feminism that works. And it really is a fundamental element of being very pretty, because it's just a numbers game. Because she's so pretty, it's almost impossible for her to offend every man on the planet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so what happens is you see a Joy Taylor do that, and then it kind of gets the other women look at it, and then they start thinking that it's a possibility. Well, obviously that's how they see it. So now it's like it's a possibility, and they begin to believe in the tenets of feminism and think that it actually works. Because I mean, like Mr. Z said earlier, what happens is that a lot of them are being cannon fodder for the whole experiment, while a few women really get to benefit in a way that I'm saying. Because Joy is having the time of her life. She's making money. She's fucking whoever she want to fuck. She's talking to nigga like they ain't shit. It's saying that she just having a saying. But a lot of these women they can't do that. And they're out here doing a pseudo version of that, and they really having a hard time. Even though Joy might be unhappy in more ways than one, but
I was
she
about
is
to say,
living.
yeah, she's miserable. She's still miserable is too strong of a word. She's not. I think you said it better. Yeah, she's not happy. I agree with that. I said it wrong. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't think she's happy at all. I think that it's a projection to think that what men would value, women value. So having money, earning your own money, quote unquote, being able to sleep with who you want. Women don't want to be able to sleep with who they want. Women want to sleep with particular guys. Not all guys, but particular guys. And so if they can't get those particular guys, it's a slight to them because they're very emotional and sensitive. If they can't get the guys that they actually want, it's a slight to them. That's rejection. So if they can't make up for that rejection by sleeping with a 25-year-old guy, they don't work that way. Men work that way. Men can say, "Oh, if I don't have her, I can go with her. I'm just as good." They're interchangeable to me. That's how men think. So, from a man's perspective, we would think her position is very admirable or viable or valuable. But from a female perspective, it's a hell because you're around all these men who should be your counterpart, but they're not dating you. You're a side piece to a rich white man. Everybody knows you're an embarrassment. Your prospects of actually finding the man that you actually want to marry is probably non-existent.
Let me pause you. Let me pause you right there. Let me pause you right there, Socrates, because that's what I was just saying too a little bit ago. Joy Taylor's issue is that she's not supposed to be with one of them announcer niggas. Even the old white dude, she's supposed to be with one of them NBA or NFL players. That's who she's supposed to be with, and so she resents that.
She had the links for it. Remember, her brother was one of the premier defensive end.
Yes,
the premier defensive end.
The problem with a Joy Taylor, if you ever been in these circles and you see the women, right? If you go to these high-end clubs or these high-end country clubs or these high-end parties, you'll notice something. All the women look the same. They all look like Joy Taylor. They're not interchangeable. They're all pretty. They're all tens probably. They're all the same. So the idea you're gonna get a athlete, okay. When 100 women show up who look just like you, why would you think that you'd be chosen? This is why I never understood how women think. They go to these parties, like these Chris Brown parties, where all the women there are pretty. All of them. Why would you get chosen out of all these women? What makes you so interesting? And this is why I don't get this idea she was going to get chosen because her brother is somebody. Guys don't think that. A guy's not going to look.
Hey,
This is the crazy
hey,
part. Oh,
here we go. What's a dime in a group of dimes, but another another dime a dozen? Look at that. Z
exactly.
just made that up off the top, off the
Hold on.
dome, y'all, off the dome.
And not
There you go.
only that, not only that, a woman, a dime who works at McDonald's, and a dime who's a famous SBN host is the same to a guy who has meats. It's the same. It's a box. He don't care that you have. I mean, in fact, he probably thinks less of you that you have a host job because you might think that you can talk more and have more of a say. And so you rather be with a girl who works at the Gap.
I want to say it again. I just want to say it again, just in case anybody say it. I don't want to say they got it from me because I don't know if anybody has said this before, but I might be late to the party with this one. But a dime in a group of dimes is just a dime a dozen. Bitch, we just dime a dozen. But she is
Absolutely.
attractive though. She is attractive.
They're all,
But
they're
what has
all
it?
attractive.
What has that got her? Exact. That's what we're saying the same thing. What has that got her in that space that she occupies?
Wait, hold on. You want
Yeah,
to
but
see the
that's true.
baddest
But
chicks? Some of the go to a modeling agency open at call and just sit there and see a line of women in Soho who all look pretty. Go to a bikini shoot. All of them are pretty. Go to any of these places. They're filled with pretty girls. Pretty girls are ubiquitous in certain places. They're everywhere. And that's the thing. Around these
but
guys, there's always pretty women. Go ahead.
I agree with you, Socrates. That there's a lot of them, but if you see, if for you, if it's a carbon copy, she's also concerned. Why was she not picked? Because if you know what I'm saying, if we're all quote unquote carbon copies, just regular pretty, I mean, pretty girls on top of pretty girls, why was she picked and I was not picked? If we're
Yeah,
all carbon
And that,
copies,
wait,
so
wait, wait,
why?
wait, wait, wait.
I can
Let
tell
me
her.
say this real quick, and then y'all got it. Let me say
Okay.
this real quick, and y'all got it. Real quick. Hey, she said it herself. If you're mean and you get off on being mean, that's why you wasn't picked. You're just now telling us that now. But if you said you, if you got a video of a more butch lesbian woman telling you how mean women are, and you're laughing about it, right? And you're justifying women being mean. That let us know. Let me say this. It's gonna be super mean. Them niggas on that level, they tell us they care about women's opinion. We know they don't give a fuck about your opinion. So if you're opinionated fine chick, then what? Then why would I choose you over? And that when I say that. These kind of impose yourself on other people. Let be your authentic self, assholes. We ain't hearing that shit if I'm a millionaire. We ain't hearing that shit. So that's our issue. Bitch, you think we want to hear what you got to say? And a couple of us might, maybe, probably not. And there you go. That's our issue. Bitch, we don't care about your opinion. Go ahead.
Yeah, basically. It's like I don't know. I always got a camera so I can like show you these places and show you like the ratio is 10 to 1. So for every one guy, there's 10 women, and all the women are bad. All of them. I'm talking about like 90% of the women in the room, including the cocktail waitresses, including the bars, are all bad. Are all centerfold covered girl worthy. That being the case, if you are being pretty doesn't mean anything. So let's discount that. So the fact that she's pretty means nothing. So let's count that because all girls are pretty. So other things that come into play. Are you submissive? Are you cooperative? Are you kind? Are you nice? Do I like your personality? A lot of these girls are boring. A lot of these girls are pretty and boring and have no personality. They can't take a joke. They're not fun to be around. So why would a guy want to be around you? Like, I don't know why women think this. They keep projecting what they think. Women think that a man should be with a woman just because she's pretty. Men never said this. Men want beauty. Beauty is what attracts us. Personality is what makes us stay. Character is what keeps us.
Amen. Amen.
Hey,
That's the
let's
truth.
let Black Uru go because we got about 30 minutes. I do got a hard stop in 30 minutes. Go ahead, y'all. Just go ahead, y'all.
Well, thanks for having me. You fellas are doing well. I think there are a couple of things with Joy Taylor. That's probably someone mentioned her brother being a football player, a great football player, Hall of Fame, first ballot. I mean, Jason Taylor was first ballot Hall of Famer. Jason Taylor's name is on the Miami Dolphins Ring of Honor. I'm sure every certain places, everywhere she went, she carried the standard of the great Jason Taylor in Miami. And I think their family or her family from Pittsburgh, so maybe, she has a similar sort of standing in her hometown or certain parts of her hometown. And I think that has been obviously in some ways to great benefit to her. I'm sure it helped her to get to the opportunity to fuck the right guys, to get on a television show of sports where she is the least qualified person, probably, at FS1 to do what she's doing. And I also think, though, that her brother being what he was and providing what he provided, or her connection to him providing what he provided, distorted her perception of what she's entitled to receiving from him.
I
The
agree with
other
that
pretty
part.
girls
I agree
feel
with that
think
part.
they have to do something for the attention of men, for the good, the other Instagram model types that are around professional athletes. First of all, they probably have to do a lot of whole shit just to even get around those professional athletes. And then, of course, they had to do whole shit when they were with the professional athletes. And I think Joy, her brother, or having who her brother was, probably allow her to move around in ways that other women, even beautiful women, could not, and probably very young at life, because she's considerably younger than her brother. So she was probably teeny bopping around, NFL players. And so I think it made her a little more gave her a sense of entitlement. And you hear in her behavior, in her responses to the other woman, a sort of extreme level of entitlement. That plus her being a beautiful woman is probably what makes her so insufferable, and probably is why she's not been able to garner relationships or maintain relationships that on the surface, as you look at her, you would presume she'd be able to garner.
Second that. Let me see. We got Socrates back. I'm getting an echo right now. We might. I'm not sure who it is. It might be you, Blackwood, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. And Leon says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe to the super chat. Until the bare minimum average Black woman can have their bare minimum son reading at grade level, I get what you're saying. We don't need the B-dubs. They need us to be the welfare state. No, no, you're right. You're 100% right. But I don't know
totally agree
if
with
they're
that.
thinking that far. Yeah, I don't think most of them are thinking that far. Go ahead.
No. I think he was making a point regarding to that the clip you played where the Black woman ended by saying, "We need them and they need us."
Oh yeah.
And I think
We
Leon,
need each other.
no. Leon is very correct. No. You're an anchor, lady. No. I don't need you. I move way better without you. I move faster. I move cleaner. I'm saying I get better results. I'm able to save more. And I'm saying, no. That's not how it works. I may need you if I want to propagate blackness. If I have some level of, I don't know, nostalgia about blackness, and I want, but then again, because of the one job rule, I'm like, right, let's go to town. Everybody's black, as I'm saying, so that anyone you make pregnant is going to be a black baby. So in that case, unless it's a particular sentiment, it's no. That's not. I agree with Leon. And on top of that, having you as a wife or and a mother of my child is a detriment to my child in itself. Which you
no place soldier. Don't you? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let out. I'll say it after you. Go ahead.
yeah, which you need to satisfy, which what Leon said. You got to satisfy that minimum requirement before I even think about procreating with you. But go ahead.
Nope. I was gonna say, don't you see what they're doing now? No place other with the whole one drop rule thing, which is they're trying to, and not, they're really working hard on this, which is no, the black child is the one that comes from the black womb. Whatever little mixed thing you got going on with the Latina or the white girl or the Asian girl, that ain't black. I love that they're trying to pull this stuff right now. I love it.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's so funny how that's that thing that Socrates talked about, because their greatest fear is being black, and that is what basically drive all of their self hatred and the decision that you see that manifest from that self hatred. And at the same time, here they are right now trying to proclaim they are basically the only source to propagate blackness, because not because it's not a great thing because they hate it, but they just want to have the power to be able to say we have this over you. It's so nefarious, and it's devious in a way that's,
if you
I don't
care
know
about
what
a
to
black
say.
baby, you better have it with us and no one else. There's no other way. That's what they're
Yeah,
that's what it is.
while at the same time, I'm going to put 80% of your boys in a position not to read by at grade level. I've said so. It's like so. It's what I'm saying. It's in. It's like no, but anyhow,
It's contradictory. It's all of that. I always said, stop trying to look for them to make sense. They're not trying to make sense. They want power over us. They're not trying to make sense. Go ahead, yo.
Yeah, I hear that. That sounds like a good idea in theory, but I'm not sure it's gonna work out in practice. You want power over people, but your rule is tyrannical and totalitarian and doesn't produce good results. Even followers are not gonna follow a bad leader. So I'm not sure it's gonna work out.
I mean, even with that, the totalitarian thing, you have to have the power to enforce things, and you ain't got the power. You ain't got the juice to enforce a goddamn thing.
My friend of mine, he's married to.
my friend of mine, he's married to.
What you're really talking about
There's an
is
echo.
the perception.
There's an echo.
Yeah, Black Lou, something about your background. Yeah, yo. I don't know if you have the radio or something.
I don't know if you have the radio or something.
Okay, so let me maybe drop out. Try to come back.
Okay.
Yeah, so what I was saying
I
is I
gotta
have a
read some
friend
of
of
these
mine.
super chats too, y'all, before
All
I end up, because I got a hard stop in like 20 minutes. Go ahead, yo.
I was gonna say that I got a friend who's married to a South Korean woman, and when he's with a South Korean woman, black women see him, and all they could do is give him a bad look. That's all. That's the extent of their power. Angry faces. Ooh, scary.
Hey, I get it. I get it. I get it. They're angry, bro. They're angry. I get it.
They say they gonna get Bishop on you, Raheem.
Hey.
You have to be around, bro. You have to be, Bishop has a monitor on his ankle, so you can't get too far.
I get it. I get it. What did I do with that damn clip? See, I deleted the clip, and then Socrates just said what he said, and now I want to play it, and I can't even find the shit right now. What the hell? Damn, messed up. He said what he said about the Korean lady. Where is the girl complaining? Y'all go ahead. Now I'll find this thing before I know.
Oh, y'all got it. Y'all got it.
Did Black Widow come back up yet? Let me see. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Okay, there we go. Black Widow's back. Let me see if I can find this. Because of what Socrates just.
Do I sound okay now, or am I
Yes, you clear. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, you do. If I can find this.
If can I try
Go ahead,
to
Black
finish
Widow.
what I was?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I think what the question is, and this is going to be a question because you guys mentioned the one drop rule. I think the question going forward is what is Black culture as more Black men in particular, not Black. and how far does the blood, how thin does the blood stretch? I mean, I mean, they're not the most favorable terms, quadroon, octoroon, like that. But at a certain point where only one of the great grandparents, I guess, or a black person, is that a black person? You know? And what's the likelihood of any sort of cultural influence being maintained at that level? So I think it's a question that, you know, and now in gynocracy, black women to a large degree had the ability to sort of direct and control certain cultural aspects of black through their dominion over the children. But that's afforded them by the society, by government, by culture, by the black church, etc. So it has typically given them some cultural leverage, social and cultural leverage over the men. And that's why they feel comfortable having having the priority of having a black mother over a black father. So that I think that has been a real issue. I think going into the future, the question or what black men have to consider is just how much do you all want to be black going, and to the extent you want to be black, what are you willing to put in place to assure that?
Yeah, let me read some of these super chats because we got 15 minutes. And B Rain says, shout out to Joyride. Oh, I'm sorry, Joy Reid. Hey man, look, the MSNBC had her crying and tearing up, and they took her for a ride for what? How long was she on MSNBC? Over a decade, right? Like easily. So yeah, they took her for a ride, and then just
Wait,
oh no.
hold on. She was engaged, man. I remember now. She was
Joy
engaged.
Reid? Or
Yeah.
you mean
No, not Joy Reid. Not Joy Reid. Joy Taylor.
Joy Taylor? Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm about
Joy
to say,
Taylor
yeah.
was engaged, and she left her
She was
fiance.
engaged to that basketball. She didn't leave him. She was cheating on him, and Earl, he found out about it. That's what happened. Because she was doing
Yeah.
that Nigerian. She was doing that Nigerian brother who she was doing that show with, right around that same time that she was engaged to that brother. That's what happened.
Oh, so Emmanuel Asher was smacking. Yeah, I tell you, dude, I would have, dude. I mean, like, dude, working with her every day.
That was in the suit. Her smashing
It
Asha
was.
was in the suit.
Correct.
Yeah, it was in the claim yeah.
Yeah, so what's she
And that
complaining
was
about?
around the
She
same
had.
time. That was around the same time she was engaged, and he found out about it, and he dumped her. Which
All
is
right, so
probably the
she had
same
an
thing that happened with
opportunity.
Jalen. Which is probably the same thing that happened with Jalen Rose and Molly. What's his name?
Karen.
And Stephen A. Yeah.
Let me read these real quick, you guys. And Big Mo says, black women try to enforce power. I get what you're saying. Black women try to enforce power via propaganda try to enforce via propaganda instead of power. I get what you're saying. Okay. They try to put the smack down through propaganda and not instead of power. Well, what power? I get it. What power? Right? So they have to use something else as leverage. Right? Yeah, what power? What
Well,
institutional power? I would
propaganda it can be very powerful. I mean, you know, in any kind of effective war strategy, it includes propaganda. And you know, because with propaganda facilitates several things. First of all, it dog whistles the state to take certain actions against black men, and it
Yeah, we
also
started with Kim
pulls on
Foster
the heart.
and Passport Bros. You're right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Exactly, and it pulls on the heartstrings of everybody, including and especially black men. So that is power. It's a soft power, I guess, but it's definitely
You are
power.
right, bro. Because a lot of men would ask me, Why do you let your women do these things? They never look at you. That's not propaganda. It's always like, why are you allowing this to happen? So it's so the propaganda does work because at least from the externality, everyone thinks it's just a breakdown of the men that's leading to all of this.
Yeah,
So
let me
so
read this real
them
quick.
going on the
Yes.
internet. Oh, I'm sorry.
But go
Go
ahead,
ahead. But
finish.
them
No,
going on
no,
the
no.
internet
Finish
and
with that. I don't know.
yeah, but them going on the internet and berating black men in terms of propaganda, it has worked because the external, from the point of view of externality, they think we are the reason why the women are acting the way they are.
No, I agree with that. I agree. Let me read this. And yeah, but yeah, and yeah, I haven't had that question posed to me necessarily, but something close enough. And Samuel Williams says the most important measure to gauge black female loyalty to black men, say it with some authority, is what he says should be that a majority of black boys are reading at or above grade level. You heard that, Leon? Samuel agrees with you. Exactly. Yeah. If they're not reading on grade level, that means that they are purposely being left out there to be what um um fuel for a white neo-colonial settler state empire. Ooh, goddamn, see, there you go. And yeah, and Urban Reed said, and I'm running through your super chat so I can get all of them before I have to end out. And Urban Reed says, Willy Wonka, these empty vessels, aka modern black women's, you lose. You get nothing. I remember it from the movie. You get nothing. We've watched, we spoke, we compromised, and we look elsewhere. Yeah. You get nothing. And thank you for that, Urban Reed. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that needs to be said. I think that needs to be emphasize, and that's why you hear Z saying more and more than starve. Then do I really want to see black women starve? No. Are a couple of them going to be starving? I mean, like they get really close with the homeless thing and living in their car and trying to make that glamorous, and that comes with not being on a black man's program. You don't want to be on a black man's program, and the non-black men are not checking in any kind of way. Then guess what? Then and you don't have the quote unquote support network and support structure. Then I mean, you're gonna be living in your vehicle if you have a vehicle to live in, and try to make it look glamorous on YouTube or on TikTok. And there you go. And Cyrus Burke says, and thank you for the super chat, Batman versus Superman theatrical edition was elite. All haters can fight me. Charles, Charles not here right now. I read this too late. My apologies. Charles not here right now. Charles, you heard that? Charles, if you're listening right now, and Cyrus said fight him. I don't know if you want to fight Charles though, bro. You won't have to shoot Charles, and you gonna have to shoot him from a million miles away, and you gonna have to shoot him before he see you and shoot you. Remember, he was in the military. So yeah, so you gonna have to sneak Charles from a million miles away. I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't know, Cyrus. I might want to put my chips on Charles for this one. I don't know. And and Java Joe says you raised a good topic, Z, about optimal windows in a man's life when he's amenable to marriage. So yeah, no, what I was saying earlier to that, and if I remember correctly, what I was saying, um, when okay, and I saw this with when I was at the firm, right? You're catching the guys in between undergrad and then maybe do a year or a year and a half, maybe even 2 years out of undergrad to before they go to law school, and you catching them then, and you're not so interested in, and he's a height to you, but then you might meet him on the other side of that gap, and now he graduated law school, now he works at a firm or he opened up his own firm, and now you're interested. Well, unfortunately for you, he got a GT3. This is, I'm really reciting somebody I know. He now drives a Ford GT350, right? And he has his own condo, and he's doing pretty well. And now you're interested, but now you got to get in line though. Ah, so yeah, no, it for men, it there are windows where you might be, like you said, more amenable, and the women keep missing those windows because they want guarantees, they want you fully built. But when you're fully built, and I don't really know if anybody's ever really fully built, but fine. When you're fully built, now she got to get in line, right? Now she got to get in line. And now the ego starts getting in the way for her, and her pride starts getting in the way, and she ain't gonna do that. She ain't gonna fight, and she ain't gonna settle. Well, you ain't gonna settle, and you ain't gonna fight. Ah, well, I guess then you just gonna be single then. And I, for a lot of the women, they're saying, "I'm fine, I'll be single." Well, the men gonna make you mean that, particularly the elite men. The elite men, okay, fine, you ain't gonna fight. The next chick will, right? Literally, right? And shout out to Java Joe. Yeah, no, there are windows. There are time. Best practices is that you get him on the come up, right? But the women don't want to risk it. They don't want to risk it, and I think that's fine. If you don't want to risk it, then get in line or get your boxing gloves ready for on the other side. And right, especially for around my age group, we're on the other side now, late 30s, early 40s. Oh, we definitely on the other side, right? We a few years from the other side, actually. And well, get in line. And unfortunately for you, the excuse me, the line got long because now you competing against women that's a decade younger than you. This is why they want to call all that stuff icky and disgusting. And why are you're going after the young women and why are you targeting the girls? And they want to call 28-year-olds girls because she don't like that line got way longer. See, before it was just you and two and three other women in the line. Now it's about 20. Now it's about 30. Now it's about 50. Ah, well, yeah, Java Joe. Yeah, yep. Thank you for the super chat. And let's do this. Oh, okay. Let's do this. Who's next? I read that before. Was it this one? Let me see. Starman, did I read this? They have this notion that white women will sit around sipping champagne and eating bonbons all day. They work. Yeah, no, I agree with that, Starman. That's why we call it the myth of white womanhood. That's exactly why we call it the myth of white womanhood. That's exactly why, because it's not about what actually is. It's about the myth. And this one I'll say it's not just black women. There's other women of color, but obviously because we're talking about black women here, so black women for us. There's this idea that the ideal, and I think you'll get some of them to admit it's an ideal, but the woman that's the woman of all women is the elite white woman who sits around, like you said, and sipping champagne all day, and that this is the goal, right? This is the goal. Now, I don't know how many women don't want to work at all. How many black women? But it's this weird hodgepodge dream they have, aspiration they have, where they're like boss chick in the office, and then you're the partner, and then like y'all get married, and then she's preggo, and then she gets to be a stay-at-home mom for 5 years, and then she has another kid, and she gets to be stay-at-home mom now for 7 years. But then when she ready to go back to work, she's back to work, but somehow she's the perfect mom and the perfect like partner at the same time, and like but none of the money that she's earning in her boss girl feminist job is she's spending it. You paying for everything, every single thing. Her money is for, well, her money is still not for the designer. That's your money too. God damn, her money is just for her. Your money is for her, the kids, I guess, and yourself, but that's not really yourself. Yeah, no, it look, bro, stop trying to make this make sense. I told y'all. Even Chrissy said, I engage in the fantasy a little bit. Like I engage. Yeah, no, bro. It's all delusion, bro. It's all delusion, bro. And y'all trying to make
It,
sense.
it
These women
would
ain't trying to make sense.
they
Go ahead.
need proper
it would
training
make
and
a difference if
go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Well,
it
two things.
would.
So go ahead, Black Uru, and then we got Better You, and then we'll get you no placeholder, but we got to end out. I got 3 minutes, but go ahead, Black Uru, go ahead.
Well, it never worked for the majority of women, like not ever, especially. It never even worked for the majority of white women, to the extent that any of them ever actually believed that thing. But it would work as a psychological influence from the standpoint of, to the extent that men, including black men, felt that they were supposed to provide those things. So you could use guilt or a sense of obligation that you as a man are supposed to do these things. And the women were able to use that to, if not, compel him to give her the world, or because most men cannot do that. It would at least put them at a psychological advantage from the standpoint of he should make extra or outsized efforts to please me, in lieu of him in him not being able to provide me the world. So it did work. It's just we've ran it to this particular point especially given the socioeconomic circumstances, the overall change in the perspective of men, particularly younger men. It just don't work anymore. Egos of the men are different now, and they're just not empowered by satisfying way prior generations.
What I say, Black Uru, is the masses of men, young men, can't afford it, and they're not gonna. And they're in the because they took the incentive away, the system and the women, and now they're not gonna overexert themselves to be able to afford what these women are talking about. And that's a function of the economy, but that's a function of feminism. That's a function of a bunch of stuff.
And now they're moving almost in the opposite direction of or seek satisfaction even in not even attempting to provide. So they're going in like the exact opposite direction now, where they're looking to celebrate not attending the social events and not spending the money and whatever. Now it's becoming a form.
That's a horrible precedent to set for the women. Ooh, goddamn, y'all have to feel this. That's a horrible precedent. Go ahead, better you, and then no placeholder, but then I gotta end out. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, I was just gonna say real quick. I'll give most of my time no placeholder, but if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit the like button. Unconsciously, Simp D, we know you watching. Go ahead, and hit the motherfucking like button for my boy, man. Run him his likes. I yield the rest of my
Not
time.
unconscious.
No
You know,
placeholder.
low key, when you said unconsciously, I was like, "Who's that?" For like a half a second, I was like, wait a minute, who you talking about? Unconsciously, and in Simp D. Shout out to FD Signifier and consciously. I hear y'all. I hear y'all. They know better. They know better. They just pick their side. These people are not dumb. I don't really critique dumb people. They're not dumb, bro. They're not uninformed. They just pick their side. That's all it is, and I think that's okay. Is if black people should be all on one side, but no, they okay with having the women antagonize us and them antagonizing us themselves. And how's that work for the women? It doesn't. Well, and there you go. But go ahead. No placeholders.
I think it's worse than being dumb. I see them as traitors, and there's only one thing for traitors.
Hey, y'all heard that though. Y'all heard that. Go ahead. Go ahead. No placeholder.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the reason why it doesn't work is because the women want both sides that you mentioned earlier. I wanted to talk about the whole boss thing at one stage, and then being boss chick, and then being a mom, and all. If they were to do it in a way that was beneficial to the overall relationship and the family, it would work. But they want to be the boss chick initially when they're young, so they can have access to certain things while having the financial success to leverage the men. But it really, all reality, for you to make it work, you would have to have your children, your family when you're young, and then pursue a career when the children reach a certain age. But yeah, that's pretty much. But because they're doing it disingenuously, that's why they spend their 20s trying to get up to a certain point in a career to have a certain amount of money, so they can leverage men. But by that time, what you really had to leverage the men was your youth, which you traded in to basically get some money to. It's kind of weird. But
say that.
But yeah. Anyway,
I agree
have a
with
great
you.
afternoon, gentlemen.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. For the love of God, please, for the love of God, so go touch some grass. All right, y'all. This is the out.